A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
The Jell-O program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with It's a Whole New Thing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the age of research. So we've been doing a little research on the subject of Jell-O. Well, we found out that the best days of the week to serve Jell-O are Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, which is just another way of saying that Jell-O is always, anytime, and every time, a perfectly swell dessert. For Jell-O brings you that full, extra-rich flavor. A flavor as fresh and sunny as the real ripe fruit itself. And all 6 of Jell-O's famous flavors has the same rich goodness. Strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, and lime. A grand, satisfying flavor that has made Jell-O America's favorite gelatin dessert. And you like Jell-O's gay, appetizing appearance, too. Its shimmering, jewel-like colors that make it look so inviting. So enjoy some tomorrow. Just be sure to get genuine Jell-O and don't accept any substitutes. Look for those big red letters on the box. They spell Jell-O. It's a whole new thing played by Phil Harris and his orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, once again we bring you our master of ceremonies. That bubbling personality, that effervescent comedian, that fizz, Jack Benny.
Well, thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny, the carbonated kid, talking. And, Don, I like that introduction. It fits me to a T. I am bubbling and effervescent. The fizz you can have back.
Well, Jack, let me explain. When I called you a fizz, it was really a compliment. I meant you were physical.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fizz for short.
I understand, Don, perfectly. In other words, if you called me a mug, you'd really mean I was magnificent. Is that it?
Exactly.
Well, Don, if you think I fell for that, you're a fathead, and that's short for your whole body. Anyway, Don, let's not get into a routine because I know how you appreciate a good story. And I heard a gag a few minutes ago that will positively put every one of your tins in motion. Oh, it's a honey.
It's a good one, huh?
Well, Virgil, the sound man, told it to me, and you know what a clown he is. Get this, Don. Don, I haven't even told you the story yet. What are you laughing at?
Is it the one about the nearsighted old maid that buried the midget?
No, heavens, no, Don. Heavens, not that one. This is a brand new story. Get this. There was a fellow walking down the street, and he was leading a pink alligator on a leash, when all of a sudden it started to act up and snap at him.
Uh-huh.
So the guy got annoyed, turned around to this pink alligator and said, "You better behave yourself, or I'll take a bromo seltzer, and that'll be the end of you." Isn't that terrific, Don?
Oh, it sure is. That Virgil has a great sense of humor.
Yes,
Gee, that was a funny story, Mr. Benny.
Oh, Dennis, I didn't see it. Did you like it?
Yeah. But there's one thing that puzzles me.
What?
If the man was walking down the street, where did he get the bromo seltzer?
Well, I don't know. He probably had a box of it in his pocket.
Oh. Then I guess he had a glass of water in his other pocket.
Yes, Dennis, and a banjo on his knee. Now, don't worry about it. Say, you're here kind of early tonight, Dennis. Where's your mother?
She's across the street in the bowling alley.
In the bowling alley? Well, with her legs, you better watch out. Anyway, Dennis, I'm glad you're here on time tonight. Now, try and make a habit of it.
You know, Jack, I can't get over that story you told me. It's silly, but I get a great kick out of it.
Isn't it ridiculous? Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. What's so funny?
Mary, I must tell you. Did you hear the story about the fellow that was walking down the street leading a pink alligator on a leash?
Is that the one where the man said, I'll take a bromo seltzer and that'll be the end of you?
Yes.
No, tell it to me.
Well, this guy was... Wait, you just told me the answer. I thought you said you never heard it.
Oh, stop, Jack. That's one of the oldest jokes in the world.
Mary, jokes happen to be my business. And if that was the oldest joke in the world, I'd be the first one to know it.
Should I let him have it, folks?
Never mind. Do me a favor, will you, Mary? Go out and come back in again.
Well, gee, Jack, as long as you're telling jokes, why don't you tell a good one? I heard a gag last night that was terrific.
Oh, you did, eh?
Yeah. A man walked into the house and said to his wife, it's raining cats and dogs outside.
Uh-huh.
And she said, how do you know?
Mm-hmm.
And he said,
I just stepped in a poodle. I know where you heard that, Mary, at the Wilshire Bowl. Phil Harris has been husking that for 3 years. That's his theme joke. You know, Don, Phil's idea of humor is really pitiful.
Oh, I don't know about that, Jack. I was at the bowl one night, and the people screamed at him.
Sure they scream at him. Every time he finishes a gag, he has a waiter throw a custard pie in his face. That's why.
I didn't see anybody do that.
Oh, well, you must have been their bucket of water night. That's his idea of changing material.
Well, I'll say one thing about Phil. He sure attracts the young collegiate crowd. All the college boys go there.
They have to go there, Mary. That's part of their initiation. Before they can join a fraternity, they have to either listen to Harris or sleep all night in a graveyard.
In a graveyard?
Yes, and you'll be surprised at the number of kids around here that aren't afraid of ghosts. Yes, sir.
You know, Jack, Phil sure believes in that college spirit. Look at that sign on the bass drum.
Oh, yeah. Phil Harris and his collegians. Look, he spells collegians with one L.
Well, he spells Phil with two, so it's all even.
You know, Mary, sometimes I think that Phil...
Jiggers, here he comes now.
Don't jiggers me. Now, hello, Phil.
Hiya, Jackson. What's going on?
Well, to tell the truth, Phil, for the last 5 minutes, we've been talking about you.
Well, a little build-up ain't never hurt nobody.
No, Phil, and never done you no good, either. Your grammar's worse than Abe Lyman's, and he never got beyond block.
Well, who cares about grammar? I got other things to worry about.
Oh, I can imagine. Say, Phil, I noticed that new sign you got on the bass drum. What happened to that corny painting you used to have there?
Corny?
Yeah, you know, the one with the yellow moon and the green river and the purple trees. Remember that one, Mary?
Yeah, he used to call it Gypsy Doodle by Rembrandt.
That's the one. Whatever happened to that painting, Phil?
I sold it to the Metropolitan Museum in New York.
You mean the Museum of Fine Art?
I don't know what they got there, but that's the joint that bought it.
Phil, are you crazy?
Crazy nothing. Someday that picture will be hanging in Paris, right next to the Mona Lulu.
Well, I'm not going to even bother to correct that. How do you like that, Mary? The most famous painting of a woman in the world, and Phil doesn't even know her name.
If she were alive, he'd know her name and phone number.
And her address and what she's doing on Friday night. Well, I got myself on a detour for no reason at all. And besides...
Hey, Jack, why don't you tell Phil that story the soundman told you? He'll get a kick out of it.
Oh, he wouldn't even get it.
Come on, Jackson, what is it? Let's hear it.
All right, Phil. Do you know the one about the fellow who was walking down the street and his pink alligator snapped at him?
Know it. I'm the guy that drank the bromo.
There you are, fellas. He's always got a brilliant comeback, even if he has to make a bum out of himself. Oh, Dennis.
Yes, please?
How about a song before we get involved again?
Okay, Mr. Benny. I'm going to sing an old favorite by Stephen Foster called Jeannie with the Light Brown Hair.
Oh, that's swell, Dennis. I love those old songs.
Old songs, old gags. What this program needs is glands.
Mary, you just attend to your own little knitting. I'll handle the show. Sing, Dennis. I'm the guy that drank the bromo.
I dream of Jeannie with a light brown hair, on like a vapor on the golden air. I see her tripping where the bright spring plays, happy as a daisy
along her way. Many are the wild notes a merry voice would call. Many are the blithe birds that warbled them all. Oh, I dream of Jeannie with the light brown hair, floating like a vapor on the soft summer air. I long for Jeannie with a day-dawn smile, radiant with gladness, warm with winning guile. I hear her melodies attuned to love, warm as the sunlight from heaven above. Many are the fond notes a merry voice would call, echoed by the birds in the grove, o'er and o'er. I sigh for Jeannie with a light brown hair, floating like a vapor on the soft summer air. On the
Dream of Jeannie with the light brown hair, sung by Dennis Day. And Dennis, those old songs always do something to me. I love them.
Me too.
Jeannie with the light brown hair. What a grand title. You know, Dennis, I used to have light brown hair in my hair.
Why, Jack, from the pictures I've seen of you, I thought you had black hair.
No, Don, it was brown. Sort of a russet brown. You know, just like the leaves in autumn.
Well, rake them up and let's get on with the show.
I wish you'd stop with those interruptions. Anyway, Dennis, I noticed another thing. Your singing seems to improve every week. You're gaining poise and confidence.
Well, thanks, Mr. Benny.
Just think, this is your 7th week on my program.
7 weeks. Gee.
Yes, sir.
Am I going to get paid pretty soon?
Pretty soon, Dennis. And now, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are going to...
Hey, Jackson, why don't you pay the kid?
Bill, I intend to pay him. I'm merely holding his salary until he's a little older. I'm teaching Dennis how to save money.
Well, he's learning from the top man.
Thanks, Miss Livingston. And if I were you, I wouldn't say another word unless you rube it up on the Lum and Abner program. And now, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are going to...
Here you are, Dennis. Did you sing your song yet?
Yes, Mother.
Well, good evening, Mrs. Day.
Good evening.
Oh, Mother, you should have been here a few minutes ago. Mr. Benny told the funniest joke.
It was rather good. Tell it to her, Dennis.
Well, Mr. Benny was walking down the street leading a pink alligator.
Oh, Dude, eh?
Dude, it wasn't me, Mrs. Day. Dennis got the story all wrong. I never touch a drop of liquor.
Then why have you got that red nose?
Because I'm a comedian. What do you think? My tie lights up, too. This story, Mrs. Day, is about a man who takes a bromo seltzer and gets rid of a pink alligator.
What's funny about that?
Nothing. It's very sad. I'm crying like anything. Oh, what a dame.
What's that?
I said, oh, what a game. I saw UCLA play Santa Clara yesterday. It was thrilling. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you will please forgive my outburst, as I started to announce, Tonight we are going to offer an original little playlet all about Thanksgiving, written especially for the occasion by Mary Livingston. Mary, let me have it, will you?
Oh, Jack, I forgot to tell you.
What?
I changed my mind about a Thanksgiving play, and I wrote a poem instead.
A poem?
Hey, Mary, you mean to say we're not going to do a Thanksgiving play?
No.
Gee, and I was all set to be one of them pilgrims.
Oh, fine. You'd make a great pilgrim, Phil.
Well, I would. Listen, buddy, my ancestors came over on the Mayflower.
Oh, did it dock in Dixie? I thought your family always lived in Tennessee.
Not originally. You see, we migrated from Massachusetts.
Migrated? You don't by any chance mean you migrated?
All right, we moved. Forget it.
Migrated. You hear that, Mary?
Yeah, he put in an extra syllable in it.
You're not palooling.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get out of the mood, let me say a few words about Jalello.
Jalello?
It is economical, easy to make, and comes in 6 delicious flavors. So look for the big red letters on the barack.
Thanks, Don. You surveyed the day. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we have no Thanksgiving play...
Mary Livingston's going to read a Thanksgiving poem.
Oh, no, nothing doing.
Oh, gee, it's swell, Jack.
I don't care. You're not going to read it.
Jack, Benny, you let me read this poem or I won't buy my Christmas card from you this year.
All right, a lot I make on the ones you get. You don't even have your name printed on them. Now go ahead with your poem.
Okay.
What's the title of it?
The title is Thanksgiving, You're a Little Mixed Up, Aren't You, Kid?
Well, that fits. Go ahead.
Oh, Thanksgiving, oh, Thanksgiving. You are with us twice this year. With your pumpkin pie and dressing, and your turkey, front and rear.
That's the part I always get.
The Pilgrims planned in days of yore that you'd come once, not any more. But now you are a double feature, and we don't know which day to greet you.
Greet her?
That's what I said, you gorgeous creature.
Now, don't be funny. Go ahead with the poem.
Suppose we had 2 everything, 2 New Year's Eves to laugh and sing, 2 Christmases, 2 Labor Days, and 2 Jack Bennies with 2 toupees.
Mary, you're too pressing. Are you through?
No, but I'm coming into the stretch.
Oh.
So Thanksgiving I don't mind.
Well.
If you're a week before or a week behind. What's the difference? What the heck? The turkey's the guy that gets it in the neck. The end.
Very good. Mary, that was silly, but you came through with flying colors. And now, Phil, how about a number to kind of break things up here?
Okay, Jackson, what do you want us to play? Anything special?
Well?
You name it and we'll play it.
All right, how about that number you rehearsed all morning? You know, the only one you can possibly play.
Oh, okay. Hit it, boys.
He asked for request yet. Hold it a minute, Phil. Come in.
Mr. Benny?
Yes?
Are you a little mixed up on account of the 2 Thanksgivings this year?
Yes, I am. Why?
I was in a fog when we only had one. Goodbye.
He's not kidding, folks. He's got his shoes on backwards. Play, Phil. was Cherry Berry Bean, a swing version of an old favorite played by Phil Harris and his orchestra. And now, fellas...
Hey, what's the matter? Aren't you going to complain about the number we just played?
No, Phil, I thought it was pretty good. I liked it. Didn't you, Mary?
Yeah, it was swell. Did you like it, Don?
I thought it was okay. How'd you like it, Jack?
Oh, it was great. How'd you like Phil's number, Mary?
Well, I thought it was a little loud in spots, didn't you, Don?
Yes, it seemed a little off here and there. What did you think of it, Jack?
I thought it was lousy. And now, fellas...
Hey, what is this, a rib?
Yes, Phil, we were just kidding. I thought your number sounded exceptionally good. Didn't you, Mary?
Feel me out. I'm tired.
Now, fellas, as I started to say a little while ago, and before I forget it, Thursday being Thanksgiving, I want all of you to come over to my house for a real old-fashioned turkey dinner. How about it?
Oh, that's great, Jack.
Dennis, this invitation goes for you also.
His mother, too?
Yes, Mrs. Day, my party wouldn't be complete without you.
You don't sound very sincere about it.
Well, what do you want me to do, send you a mash note? Glad to have you. The more the merrier. Good heavens.
Say, Jack, is this party going to be like the one you gave last Thanksgiving?
What do you mean?
I mean, is the turkey going to be leg of lamb?
Don't worry about that, Mary. This is going to be a real dinner. I've got the biggest, fattest, juiciest turkey you ever saw.
Where'd you run over it?
I didn't run over it. It's a live turkey. I got it in my garage right now. It's roosting on my Maxwell.
That's all that car needs.
Now, you wait till you see that bird. I bet it weighs 65 pounds.
65 pounds? Why, Jack, you must be mistaken about that.
Oh, no, I'm not, Don. I had it on the scales. It's an enormous thing.
65 pounds? Oh, you're kidding.
I'm not kidding. Wait till next Thursday and you'll see for yourself. It's going to be a swell party.
How many people are you expecting, Jack?
Well, there'll be our gang, and then I invited Clark Gable and Carol Lombard, Bob Taylor and Barbara Stanwyck, Tyrone Power and Annabella.
Oh, Jack, you always ask them to every party you give, and they never show up.
Well?
Why don't you stop inviting them?
I can't stop now. They'll think I'm mad at them. You know how it is.
How can they be mad at you when they don't even know 'em?
I don't even know them. Listen, Phil, I know every one of those stars personally.
Sure, Jack sells them their Christmas cards.
Mary, will you stop harping on that? The only reason you ever got cards from me is because I happen to have some left over.
Every year.
Oh, quiet. Now, don't forget, fellas, Thursday night at my house.
Oh, wait a
yeah,
minute, Jack.
yeah.
You know that.
Boy, we're going to have a big turkey and cranberry sauce and mashed potatoes. And Don, guess what kind of jello we're going to have for dessert?
Strawberry?
No.
Raspberry?
No.
Cherry?
No.
Orange?
No.
Lemon?
No. Give up?
Yes.
Lie. You see, Don, you almost had it.
There's a kindergarten commercial if I ever heard one.
Never mind, that's what we're going to have. Now, look, kids, if I don't see you again before Thanksgiving, be sure and be at my house by 7 o'clock sharp. And don't eat a big lunch so you really enjoy the turkey. I'll take it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Penny, this is Rochester.
All right, what do you want?
Well, boss, I just heard you talking about a big Thanksgiving party Thursday night. That's my night off.
I'm sorry, Rochester, but you'll have to work. You can take a day off some other time.
I can get my twin brother to take my place.
I don't want your twin brother.
Well, he looks just like me.
I don't care if he did. I want you to be at my house on Thursday night.
How about me in spirit and my brother in person?
Rochester, don't try any tricks. I can tell the difference between you and your twin brother.
That's more than a gal can.
Never mind. Now, look, Rochester, I want you to get that turkey up to 70 pounds by Thanksgiving, so go out in the garage and feed it.
I'm working on a Christmas card.
They can wait. Now, go out in the garage and feed the turkey.
Okay. Oh, say, boss, I meant to ask you something about that bird. Are you sure it's a turkey?
What do you mean, am I sure it's a turkey?
Well, I went out in the garage a few minutes ago and she laid an egg as big as a cantaloupe.
As big as a cantaloupe? What are you talking about?
Not only that, but every time I go in there, she sticks her head in a bucket of sand.
What?
Boss, you bought an ostrich.
I bought an ostrich?
That's right. She just ate the headlights off your car.
The headlights? How do you know?
She had 2 Adam's apples and they were going down fast.
It's all your fault, Rochester. You were with me when I went shopping for a turkey. Why did you let me buy an ostrich?
I told you it was a pretty big bird for the money, but you know you.
guess there's nothing we can do about it now. Isn't that awful? I got a polar bear in the guest room and an ostrich in the garage.
And mice in the pantry. Let's move out.
Now, don't get panicky, Rochester. I'll be home in a few minutes. Meanwhile, call up the market and order a turkey.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, say, boss.
What?
Have you changed your mind about using my twin brother Thursday night?
No, I haven't.
Well, I'll figure out something. Goodbye.
Wait a minute. Rochester! Rochester! Well, I'll be darned.
What's the matter, Jack?
Plenty, that big turkey I bought turned out to be an ostrich.
Oh, boy, you're going to be lonesome on Thanksgiving.
I am not. Now, Mary, don't worry. We're going to have a swell dinner. Play, Phil. I wonder if you can eat an ostrich. I don't
This year, some folks are celebrating Thanksgiving on the 23rd of the month, others on the 30th. Well, either way, I'd like to offer a suggestion in regard to your holiday menu. For dinner, of course, there'll be plum pudding or pumpkin pie, but later on in the evening, when supper time comes, bring the day's feasting to a fitting close with a truly out-of-the-ordinary dessert, a shimmering dish of golden lemon jello. Now, there's really a luscious-looking dessert, ladies and gentlemen. A grand treat full of the ripe, tingling flavor of juicy lemons fresh from the tree and glowing with the warm color of sunshine. And you can serve it in shapely molds garnished with fruit, nuts, and maraschino cherries. Or it can be sliced into dainty cubes, tumbled into parfait glasses, and topped with snowy whipped cream. Either way, it adds up to a mighty slick dessert that will catch every eye and capture every taste. And that goes for all the rest of Jell-O's 6 delicious flavors. Strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, and lime. Jell-O, remember, is a light dessert. Just the thing to appeal after a heavy midday meal. And it's quick and easy to make and Mother will appreciate it after cooking a big Thanksgiving dinner. So order genuine Jell-O from your grocer tomorrow.
Of the 7th program in the current Jell-O series, and we will be with you again next Sunday night at the same time. Now, don't forget, Mary, next Thursday night at my house for a real Thanksgiving dinner.
Count me out, Jack.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not going to serve that ostrich. I'm going to have a turkey.
Oh, you are, eh?
Yes.
Well, if I find a headlight in the dressing, watch out.
Oh, don't worry. Good night, folks, and a happy Thanksgiving.
Here's news. Every Tuesday night, the Aldrich family is on the air, starring Ezra Stone as Henry Aldrich, that lovable hard luck kid. Consult your local newspaper or radio guide for time and stations, and be sure to tune in on the Aldrich family next Tuesday night.
Bluebirds in the Moonlight is from Gulliver's Travels. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Jell-O program, brought to you by Jell-O and Jell-O Pudding, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with One on the House. The biggest dessert news in years. That's what folks everywhere are calling Jell-O's new locked-in flavor. Never has Jell-O tasted so rich and delicious. Today, it's even better than ever, and all because of a wonderful new process that locks in all of Jell-O's grand flavor, keeps it from fading, keeps it at full strength till the moment you use it. Today, Jell-O's vivid original goodness is locked right into the tiny Jell-O particles, where time can't touch it. It's protected against fading or changing in any way, and it comes out of the package just as rich and full-flavored as it went in. Prove it for yourself. Open a package of Jell-O. Notice that there's no heavy, fruity aroma, no sign of escaping flavor. But when you dissolve the Jell-O, you unlock its captive goodness. And out it pours for your pleasure. So order Jell-O tomorrow. Look for the big red letters on the box. And be sure to get Jell-O. The flavor never goes away. We put it in, and it's there to stay. else played by the orchestra. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to take you back 3 days and show you how Jack Benny entertained the gang on Thanksgiving. The time, 2 p.m. last Thursday. The scene, the kitchen of Jack's home in Beverly Hills, where we find Jack, Mary, and Rochester preparing the dinner. Take it away.
Now, what else? Oh, yes. Rochester, hand me those little plates there, will you?
Here you are, boss.
Let's see. A black one for Phil, a green one for Alice, a black one for Don, a green one for Mrs. Wilson, a black one for Mary.
Say, Jack, make mine a green one. I don't like ripe olives.
All right, I'll switch you and Don. There.
I'm hungry. I think I'll eat mine now.
Drop that. I don't want you to spoil your appetite. You know, we're having wild duck for our Thanksgiving dinner.
No chipped beef this year, eh?
Not unless we run short. Rochester, what are you putting in that dressing?
I thought a dash of gin would snap it up a little.
What? Who ever heard of putting gin in dressing?
On Central Avenue, it's a must.
Well, I don't want it in this dressing. And put that gin back in the first aid kit. Oh, Mary, take a look in the oven and see how the ducks are coming along.
Okay.
What was that?
They're not quite done yet.
Now, look, that noise came from some live ducks I got in the basement. These ducks here should be done by now. What time did we put them in the oven, Rochester?
About 10 o'clock last night.
Let's see, that's 16 hours. They're done all right. They sure look tender, don't they, Mary?
Tender? The middle one looks like Humphrey Bogart.
What an imagination. Now, Rochester, take each duck and stuff the dressing in it.
I ain't going to touch old Humphrey.
Cut that out. Now, get busy and stuff those ducks.
Okay, where's the shoehorn?
You don't need a shoehorn. Now, let's see, a green olive for me, a black one for...
Say, Jack, why don't you give those olives a little company and put some celery on the plate?
Celery? Okay. Open the icebox and get some.
I don't know the combination.
It's 45 right, 23 back, and 10 right. That's it.
Can I borrow your pencil, boss?
Don't bother writing it down. I'm changing it tomorrow. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, a green one for me, a black one for Billy Guest. That must be Dennis. Open the back door for him, Rochester.
Yes, sir.
Send that kid on an errand. He takes all day.
Where'd he go, Jack?
Over to Ronald Coleman's to borrow something.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You're always borrowing from Mr. Coleman.
That works both ways, Mary. Within the last year, he's borrowed over a dozen of my best eggs.
Your eggs?
Yes.
His chickens laid him in your garage.
That doesn't make any difference. That's the same thing as the grapefruit near the fence. What hangs over is mine. Even Coleman's lawyer admits that.
Well, don't ever hang your head over the fence or Coleman will pick your toupee.
Ha, 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 I'm screaming.
Here's the punch bowl you wanted, Mr. Benny.
What is that?
Here's the punch bowl you wanted.
Thanks, kid. And what have you got in that bag?
Some corn. Mr. Coleman says please feed it to his chickens.
I've been feeding him plenty. Now, Dennis, the gang will be here pretty soon, so rub some of this burnt cork on your face.
Okay.
Burnt cork, what's that for?
Dennis is going to help serve dinner tonight. It's an emergency. I hired Rochester's brother, and he didn't show up. What happened to him, Rochester?
I was wrong, boss. He got 60 days instead of 30.
Oh, well, I can use him New Year's Eve. Now, Dennis, Rochester will be busy here in the kitchen, so it'll be your job to... Whoop, there's the front door. Now, here's your chance to practice. See who's at the door, Sylvester.
I'm going, Mr. Benny. I'm going.
Hey, that's all right.
That boy does the worst blackface I ever heard.
Not so easy. I'd like to hear you do Irish sometime. Come on, Mary. We'll sit in the music room until the gang gets here.
A jukebox and an old fiddle, and you call it a music room.
Don't run down that jukebox, Mary. And incidentally, I wish you'd stop playing it with lifesavers. You got it all sticky.
Mr. and Mrs. Wilson are here, Master Colonel Benny.
Don't overdo it. Well, hello, Don, Peggy. Welcome to the Chateau Benny.
Oh, hello, gang. Hello, Mary. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Well, you're looking fine, Peggy. Take Mrs. Wilson's coat, Sylvester.
Yeah, yuck.
Now, I wish he'd hold it down a little.
Well, 2 servants tonight. You're kind of putting on the dog, eh, Jack?
Well, it's a big party. Gee, Peggy, I'm sure glad you and Don were able to come to dinner today.
Yes, I am, too. Don's been gaining weight again, and I'm so happy he's someplace where he can't overeat.
Good. Well, I hate to disappoint you, Peggy, but there's going to be plenty of food on that table.
Yes, and I love chipped beef.
We're having wild duck. Now, let's have a little music while we're waiting. Mary, put a nickel in the jukebox.
I've only got one. I'm saving it for the apple machine.
All right, I'll put one in. That is if I've...
Here's a nickel, Jack.
Thanks. Say, here's one of Phil's records, Chattanooga Choo Choo. He sings the chorus on this one. Very cute, too. Wait till you hear it. Pardon me, boy. Is that the Chattanooga Choo Choo? Track 29. Then you can give me a shine. I can afford to board a Chattanooga Choo Choo. I've got my fare and just an inkling to spare. You leave old Pennsylvania Station about 3:45. Read the magazine and then you're in Baltimore. Dinner on the diner, nothing could be finer than to have your ham and eggs in Carolina. When you hear the whistle blow and 8 to the bar, then you know that Tennessee is not very far. Hurry up and coal in, gotta get a rollin'. Hoo-hoo, Chattanooga, there you are. There's gonna be a certain party at the station, satin and lace. I used to call Bunny Babe. She's gonna cry until I tell her that'll never wrong. Oh, Chattanooga choo-choo, won't you choo-choo me home? There's gonna be a certain party at the station, satin and lace. I used to call my bunny, honey, funny face. She's gonna cry until I tell her that'll never roam. Oh, Chattanooga choo-choo, hooey, hooey. Chattanooga choo-choo, hooey, hooey. Chattanooga choo-choo, won't you choo-choo me home? Isn't Phil a ham? He even puts applause on the record. That was a good number, though.
Yes, indeed.
By the way, Peggy, I don't believe you've been in my music room before, have you?
No, I haven't, Jack. And you've got some lovely old pieces here. Who furnished it? Harry's Hop Shop.
I only got the melodeon there. You know, Peggy, if you look around, you can get some of the...
Uh-oh. Here comes your boarder.
Yeah. I wonder what happened to him. His arm's in a sling. Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Billingsley.
Hello, Mr. Benny. Having company for dinner, I see.
Yes, the others will be here pretty soon. Won't you have a seat?
Oh, thanks. I never touch them.
By the way, Mr. Billingsley, I noticed your arm's in a sling. How did you happen to break it?
I was putting on my long underwear this morning, and I fell off the ladder.
Oh, well, why do you have to climb a ladder to put on your underwear?
When I say long, I mean long.
Oh, I see. Won't you join us for dinner, Mr. Billingsley? We're having wild duck.
No, I'll have a glass of dressing later. Good night.
Getting more eccentric every day. But who else would pay me $800 a week for room and board? An amazing character, isn't it?
Mr. Benny, can I speak to you confidentially? It's very important.
Oh, now what? Excuse me, folks. What is it, Rochester?
Boss, those ducks ain't never gonna get tender.
Why? What happened?
I just stuck a fork in one of them and it kicked gravy all over me.
Now, that's ridiculous. It probably slid in the pan. That's all.
You may be right, boss, but I don't think it would hurt to shoot them just once more.
Don't you dare. I shot those ducks. All you've got to do is cook them. I want dinner served as soon as Mr. and Mrs. Harris arrive.
But, boss...
Now get back to the kitchen. Oh, sorry, folks.
What's the matter, Jack?
Oh, Rochester's having a little trouble with the ducks. It seems... Well, everything will be all right now. Yes, sir.
Jack, what was that noise? It sounded like a gunshot.
How do I know? Well, folks, just as soon as There's someone at the door, Sylvester. Sylvester, answer the door.
That's dough, boss.
All right, answer the door. And don't shuffle, just walk. Say, Don, would you like a cocktail before dinner? Hey, Don?
Definitely no.
Well, I can see who wears the pants in that family.
With Don's, there's room for both of them.
You said it.
Announcing Mr. and Mrs. Phil Harris.
Phil!
Hiya, Jackson.
And Alice. Well, Alice, I'm sure happy you were able to come to dinner.
Oh, I wouldn't have missed it for anything, Jackson.
Jackson. She calls me Jackson. You know everybody here, don't you, Alice?
Hello, Alice. Oh, why, Peggy, I haven't seen you since our trip to New York.
And Alice, you know Mary Livingston, huh?
Oh, well, of course I do. Hello, Mary. So nice seeing you again. Hello.
Hello? That's a fine greeting.
Who cares how many fan clubs she's got?
Mary. Don't pay any attention to her, Alice. You see, Mary is always jealous of any girl that shines up to me.
Well, who's shining up to you?
Well, I mean that you...
Explain that, Jackson.
Don't get excited, Phil. Now, look, fellas, let's not have a brawl. I don't want duck stains all over the furniture. Well, this is the first time you've ever been to my house, isn't it, Alice?
Yes, and I think it's furnished in very good taste. What did you mean, Phil, I should wear my old clothes?
Why, Phil, you little rascal. Say, Mary, call up Luella Parsons and tell her Alice Faye is visiting me.
She'll never believe it.
She will, too. And call Harrison Carroll.
Say, Phil, I want to congratulate you on your performance last night in The Courtship of Miles Standish.
Yeah, it's the best play our night school ever put on, Don. Oh, yes, Phil, you were excellent as Priscilla. But as long as you were playing the part of a girl, why didn't you shave before you went out on the stage?
I didn't want people to think I was on the level.
Well, it spoiled it a little for me. By the way, Phil, use the ashtray, Peggy. These rugs are expensive. By the way, Phil, that's the girl. By the way, Phil, Phil, did you get those flowers I sent you before the performance?
Oh, yeah, thanks for the Christmas anthemums.
Christmas anthemums?
Phil, I told you last night it's one word, chrysanthemum.
Oh, lay off, honey. I don't want no lecture on Thanksgiving.
Behave yourself, Phil, or I won't read that book to you anymore.
What book are you reading to him, Alice?
Oh, you know, Jack. A is for apple, so round and red. B is for butter. You spread it on bread.
What? Are you kidding?
C is for crackers. You eat them in bed. I know them all.
Gee, you'll be up to the Rover boys pretty soon. Well, I don't know about you folks, but I'm going to have a cocktail before dinner.
Oh, don't, Jack. You always act so silly.
I do not.
One cocktail and it's... Look, fellas, I'm a Spanish dancer.
Oh.
A Spanish dancer?
By that time, he's wearing a lampshade.
Well, someone's got to put a little life in the parties around this town. Oh, Sylvester.
Yabba, boss.
Go out in the kitchen and tell Rochester we're ready for dinner.
I've a Gwen. Hold that barge. Lift up there.
Oh, shut up! Well, Alice, I hope you're good and hungry. I'm on a diet myself. You see, I have to be on account of the new picture I'm making.
I knew he'd get around to that.
Quiet. You see, I'm working opposite Carol Lombard, and I must look my best.
Well, Jack, I've seen you in pictures before, and as I recall, you always look very nice.
Yes, I imagine I do, but, of course, I look much younger on the screen.
Oh, much.
Mary. You know, Alice, now that we're both at 20th Century Fox, maybe you and I will be working together soon.
Who knows? I think we'd make a swell team.
Yes, you with your youth and beauty, and me with my suave, debonair charm.
You're right, Phil. He is hammy.
You know, Alice, the next time I see Mr. Zanuck...
Dinner is served, folks. Walk. Do not run to the dining room.
Oh, yeah. Now, this way, everybody. Now, Don, take Alice, Phil, you take Peggy, and Mary. Oh, Mary, call up Hedda Hopper and Jimmy Starr and Herb Stein. Tell them that Alice Faye's having dinner with me today.
Okay.
And call Sidney Skalski, too.
Skalski?
Yes.
Who's going to boost him up to the telephone?
He's got a ladder like Billingsley. All right, everybody, grab your seats and take your time now. There's plenty for all. Come on, come on. We're all buddies. Boy, what a dinner.
Say, this dressing is delicious, Jack.
I'm glad you like it. Oh, Rochester, serve Mrs. Harris some more duck. Do you have another piece of duck, Alice?
No, thanks. I'm still chewing on my first piece.
Well, you've got beautiful teeth. Use them. I think the duck is very tasty, don't you, Mary?
Yeah, but the next time you go out shooting, be more careful. Mine's full of buckshot.
Mary, that's what that bowl is for. Dump the buckshot in the bowl.
Oh.
That's it. Personally, I think this is the finest meal.
Pass me that bowl, will you, Mary?
Here you are, Phil.
Thanks.
Well, I really banged away at that one, didn't I? But I still say this is a lovely dinner.
Yeah, everything from soup to lead.
Never mind, and have another cranberry.
One cranberry? You're supposed to have cranberry sauce.
Well, squash it. Are you helpless? What's the matter with you, anyway? Oh, Rochester.
Yes, boss?
Bring me a sharper knife. I got Humphrey. Say, Alice, I have a real treat for you. After dinner, I'll take you downstairs and show you Carmichael, my polar bear.
Oh, that's swell. I love animals.
You do? Have you got any pets, Alice?
Oh, just Phil, my little reformed wolf.
Good. Yes, sir. Some more dressing done?
No, thanks. By the way, Jack, where's Dennis? Didn't you invite him to dinner?
Yes, I wonder what happened to the kid.
Me too.
Mary, don't give it away. Oh, Sylvester, have we heard from Mr. Day?
Yeah, he phoned and left word that he was having dinner with Miss Hetty Lamar.
Hetty Lamar?
That boy sure gets around, don't he?
All right, Sylvester, stop leaning on the table and get busy. Enjoying the food, Peggy?
Oh, it's fine, Jack. And the dressing's delicious. What's in it?
I really don't know. Oh, Rochester?
Yes, boss?
What's in this dressing?
What ain't?
He's like all good chefs, Peggy. Just won't give away his secrets. Get another bowl, Rochester. This one's full. Everything all right, Alice?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've never been to such a novel dinner party. And that's it, Phil. I got a prize in my dressing.
A prize?
Uh-huh. Look, a shoehorn.
That is a novelty, isn't it?
I got a Red Cross button in mine.
Well, hand it over. I joined yesterday. That reminds me, everybody should, especially this year. Rochester, I think we'll have our dessert and coffee in the music room.
Okay, boss.
That is, if everybody's had enough duck. Well, come on. Let's go in the music room.
What are we having for dessert, Jack?
What do you think?
I'll bet $1,000 it's Jell-O with that new locked-in flavor.
You win, Don. The flavor never goes away. They put it in and it's there to stay. Say, let's have some entertainment while we're waiting for the coffee.
Yeah, what do we do?
Well, we can... Oh, I know. Hey, look at me, fellas.
Yeah, take that bowl of fruit off your head. You don't look anything like Carmen Miranda.
Well, somebody's got to entertain.
Well, what about Alice singing a song for us?
Yeah, what about it, Alice?
Come on, Alice. Why don't you sing a song?
Come on.
Come on.
You hear that, Alice? Will you sing for us?
Wait till I finish chewing this duck, huh?
All right. Now, tell you what. If you sing, I'll accompany you on the violin.
No, Jackson. No, not that.
All right. Come on, Alice. What's that song? Alice, what's that song you did in your new picture, Weekend in Havana?
You mean Tropical Magic?
Yeah, that's it. You sing Tropical Magic, and I'll pull rabbits out of a hat. Quiet, everybody. Alice is going to sing.
Tropical magic, strange fascination, sky. Tropical magic, lost in your splendor. Love will surrender to a passionate sigh. Whispering shadows out of a midnight. Whisper manana, but never goodbye. Music is playing, tropical magic. You'll have me saying adios to my heart. Manana, but never goodbye. Music is playing, tropical magic. You'll have me saying adios to my heart, adios to my heart.
Well, anyway, folks, that's just about what happened at Jack's house last Thursday. Alice sang her song, and then we all played games and had a swell time. And just as we were leaving, we could hear Rochester calling back.
Hey, Mr. Benny.
What is it, Rochester?
What'll I do with all this stuff that's left over?
Well, we can have it tomorrow night.
What about the mashed potatoes and all this?
It's very tasty.
Okay,
make a pie out of them. Cranberry pie is delicious, you know.
Okay. Oh, say, boss.
What?
I think we ought to turn this buckshot over to the government for national defense.
That's a very good idea. Early yet, so I'm going out to see a movie.
Is that still playing around?
I don't mean Charlie's Aunt. See you later.
Good night, boss.
Good night, Rochester.
One of Mary Livingston's favorite Jell-O desserts is a swell treat called peach and banana mold. Because I think you like it too, I'm going to pass it right along. It's an easy recipe to remember. Its main ingredients are canned sliced peaches, sliced bananas, and lime Jell-O. And you combine them like this. Make up one package of lime Jell-O as you usually do. Next, arrange 1/2 cup of canned sliced peaches on the bottom of the mold and pour the Jell-O over them. Then slice one banana into the Jell-O and chill until firm. When you unmold it, you'll have a beautiful 3-layer dessert. Golden peach slices on top, sliced bananas embedded on the bottom, and in between them and surrounding them, clear, glistening emerald lime Jell-O. Many grocers are featuring canned sliced peaches and lime Jell-O all next week. Get both and make up this grand treat. Just be sure when you buy to ask for Jell-O. Because Jell-O's new locked-in flavor gives you all the flavor, always.
This is the last number of the 8th program in the current Jell-O series, and we'll be with you again next Sunday at the same time. Well, Alice, it was awfully sweet of you to come over tonight and show the folks what happened last Thursday, and your song was really wonderful.
Oh, thanks, Jackson.
Jackson. She called me Jackson. Good night, folks.
Appeared on our program tonight returning to 20th Century Fox Pictures.
In gelatin desserts, it's Jell-O. In puddings, it's Jell-O pudding. And every well-stocked pantry should include them both. Jell-O puddings are rich, luscious desserts that you make with milk. And they come in 3 popular flavors: chocolate, vanilla, and butterscotch. Jell-O chocolate pudding is a pudding that even Grandma would be proud to make. It has a smooth, creamy, homemade goodness all its own. A mellow chocolate flavor developed exclusively for Jell-O puddings by the famous Walter Baker chocolate people. Tomorrow when you order Jell-O, ask for Jell-O puddings. They're just like Grandma's, only more so. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
KFI, Los Angeles.
The Jack Benny Program. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, so round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
LSMFT, LSMFT, LSMFT.
Of course.
Right you are.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, so round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw. For real deep-down smoking enjoyment, you want a cigarette made of fine tobacco. For certainly it takes fine tobacco to make a fine cigarette.
And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Yes, first, last, and always. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
Sold American.
So for real deep-down smoking enjoyment, smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Larry Stevens, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Well, ladies and gentlemen, last Thursday was Thanksgiving. So let's turn back the clock and show you how Jack Benny and his gang spent the day. Our scene opens in Jack's home in Beverly Hills, and at the moment, Rochester is straightening up the house.
Night and day, I am the one. Thanksgiving comes and goes, but I'm never done.
Rochester.
I'm working all the time. I'm nothing but a one-man assembly line. Night and day.
Rochester.
Day and night.
Paul Robeson.
Yes, Mr. Benny.
You're always singing, always singing.
Well, I'm happy, boss. Here it is Thanksgiving, and I'm glad I wasn't born a turkey.
Oh, you wouldn't like that, huh?
No, I couldn't stand being in an oven all undressed and people peeping in at me.
Oh.
And when you ain't got no head, you can't blush.
Rochester, stop being so silly. You know, I'm going to Miss Livingston's house for a Thanksgiving party, so help me get dressed.
Okay, boss. But if I were you, I'd change my mind about wearing that old tuxedo.
Why? What'd you do to it?
Oh, it's nothing I did, boss. But when I went to get it, the closet was full of moths.
Moths? Oh, my goodness. Were they eating my tuxedo?
Eating it? They didn't even look up when I came in.
Well, maybe it won't show. What part did they eat?
Well, to put it geographically, the South ain't solid anymore.
Oh, it can't be that bad. Now go get my dress shoes.
I ain't going back in that closet again. They warned me.
Warned you?
Those moths are tough.
What?
When I reached for your tuxedo, they grabbed the fountain pen out of the pocket, unscrewed the cap, put it up to their shoulder like a bazooka, and squirted ink in my face.
Squirted ink in your face?
You have to take my word for it, boy.
Rochester, why is it that every time I get dressed, I have to go through all of... Come in.
Remember me? I'm Hyman Peabody, the insurance salesman.
Oh, hello. Hello, Herman.
I just dropped by to wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
Well, thanks, Herman. Come on in.
I'd like to, but this leash won't reach any farther.
Oh, you've got your dog with you?
Oh, my turkey. I'm taking it out for a walk.
Herman, you're taking your turkey out for a walk on Thanksgiving?
It was his last request.
Oh.
On the way over here, I put the turkey on a penny weighing machine, and a little card came out.
What did it say?
It said, you weigh 32 pounds, have good character, make friends easily, but you have a tendency to lose your head.
Now, wait a minute, Herman. Have you been celebrating Thanksgiving?
Uh-huh.
I thought so. Well, goodbye, Herman. Have a nice dinner.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Benny. Come on, Dolores.
You're a peculiar sort of a fella. Here, Rochester, before I put my coat on, you better fix my bow tie.
Yes, sir. Lift your chin up a little.
Someday I'm going to learn how to tie a bow myself, and I won't... Rochester, don't just stand there holding it. Tie it.
I'm waiting for your Adam's apple to clear the runway.
Rochester, this is no time for jokes, so hurry up with my bow tie.
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. Tie it below my Adam's apple.
But, boss, last time you went to a party, I tied it above your Adam's apple.
I know. Every time I swallowed, I pulled my shirt tail out. So this time, tie it... There's the phone.
I'll get it. Mr. Benny's residence, star, stage, screen, radio, and we'll sit with children 50 cents extra.
Rochester, just answer the phone and don't...
Hello, Rochester. This is Miss Livingston. Is Mr. Benny there?
Yes, Miss Livingston. Just a minute. It's for you, boss.
Hello?
Jack, what's taking you so long? Everybody's here but you.
Well, Mary, I've got a little surprise for you. I'm going to dress formal tonight.
Formal?
Yes.
What are you going to do? Wear your black toupee?
No, I'm wearing my tuxedo.
Oh, Jack, that faded old thing is so green and splotchy.
It is not.
It is, too. The last time you wore it, you looked like a Jap sniper.
I'm going to wear it anyway, and I'll be over in a few minutes.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, Jack.
Yeah?
I hate to ask you this, but, well, I've worked hard making this dinner for the whole gang, so I thought maybe you'd stop over at the florist and bring me some flowers.
Okay, Mary, I'll bring you half a dozen roses.
Only a half a dozen? But, Jack, they don't cost much.
Well, no, the roses alone don't, Mary, but you're going to the expense of the entire dinner. Why should you spend any more? After all, you're doing enough.
Jack, I meant for you to buy the roses.
Oh. Well, Mary, you didn't have to beat around the bush. Why didn't you come right out and say so? Of course I'll bring them. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Of all the cheap guys I ever...
What did you say, Mary?
This isn't Mary. This is the operator.
Well, you're not supposed to be listening in. Smart aleck operator. Oh, say, Rochester, I think it'd be a good idea if you came along with me. Miss Livingston might need some more help.
I'd like to, but you know every Thanksgiving I go to a party on Central Avenue.
Oh, yes, that's right.
We fill up on plum pudding and brandy sauce. Mm-hmm.
Say, that sounds good, huh? Plum pudding and brandy sauce.
Yes, sir. And this year it's going to be better than ever.
Why?
We couldn't get any plum pudding.
Oh, well, you go right ahead, Rochester, and have a good time. I better be running along, too. How do I look? Am I okay?
You look neat, boss. But do you have to wear all those elf shoes at the same time?
Certainly, Rochester. I belong to 8 different lodges. Anyway, what's wrong with it?
Nothing, but you've got the only vest in town that smiles at you.
Well, you know me. I always like to put up a happy front. So long, Rochester. So long, kid.
was.
Gee, I wish Jack would get here.
Come on, Phil, play us another one.
Yeah, get hot.
Swing it.
Say, Phil, that's a swell idea, bringing your whole band over here to Mary's house.
Yeah, wasn't it, Mary?
Phil, I don't mind your band being here, but your boys have got a lot of nerve putting one of my best dishes on the piano for an ashtray.
That ain't no ashtray, that's for tips.
Tips? What a game.
Say, Mary, when are we going to eat? I'm hungry.
Me too, Miss Livingston.
Now, take it easy, fellas. We'll eat as soon as Jack gets here. Meanwhile, let's have some fun.
Okay, let's have some more music. Hit it, George.
Hey,
Just
wait
play
a
something.
minute, Phil. Can I play the drums?
Sure, go ahead. Beat it out, Don. Come on, George. Hit it out there. Play it, Donald. Yeah, Donald. Hey, Don, look out. Look out, Don.
John, take that cymbal off your head. You look like dragon seed. And fellas, don't break up the house. I've got to go out in the kitchen and see how my new maid is doing.
Okay, Mary. Hurry back, huh?
I will.
Okay, George, hit it.
That's the only thing I'm thinking of. Oh, Pauline, as soon as Mr. Benny gets here, we'll have dinner.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll put the turkey on the serving tray, and you go in the dining room and set the table.
Oh, I've already done that, Miss Livingston, and I hope you like it. I put the butter right in the center, and around it I put the salt shakers.
You put the salt shakers around the butter?
And around the salt shakers I put the pepper shakers, and around the pepper shakers I put the cream pitchers, and around the cream pitchers I put the sugar bowls.
Well, Pauline, why did you do all that?
Well, we can't stop them from using the butter, but I figured we can slow them down a little.
Well, that was thoughtful of you, Pauline, but I'll rearrange the table later.
Yes, ma'am.
Right now, you better help me. I've been having trouble with the cranberry sauce.
What's the matter? Can't you get the berries to cram?
Pauline, you don't cranberries, you mash them.
Gee, I'm sorry, Miss Livingston. I don't know much about cooking, but if I did, it would probably help me to get a boyfriend who's interested in marriage. Like my girlfriend who wanted to get married, so she went to school to learn how to cook. Then after she learned how to cook, she met the cutest fella, and they were married. And after they were married, she found out he was a chef, so it really doesn't make any difference, does it?
No, I guess it doesn't. Anyway, let's...
Oh, say, Mary, I just thought about something.
Just a minute, Phil. I'm talking to my maid.
Well. Get a load of them legs.
Phil!
I'm looking at the turkey.
Oh.
Anyway, Livy, when the food's all ready, let me know and I'll help you serve it.
Thanks, but it won't be necessary, Phil. I've hired a butler for the day.
Okay. I'd sure love to see that turkey in a bathing suit.
Phil, get out of here.
Say, he's cute, isn't he?
Yeah. Now, Pauline, you mash the potatoes while I get the ice cubes out of it.
Oh, there's the door.
Oh, that's all right, Pauline. I'll get it. I can't give you anything but love, baby. That's the only thing. Oh, hello, Jack. Come on in.
Hello, Mary. So nice, I thought I'd walk over. Isn't it a bright, sunny day?
Yeah. Here, I'll take your parasol.
Thanks, and help me off with my overcoat, will you?
Okay. Now hand me your hat.
Here. And here's my muffler. And my gloves. Now hold my coat while I take off my sweater, will you?
Okay.
There you are.
You want a refill on your hot water bottle?
Well, you can kid if you want to, but this is the season for cold. You know, Mary, a funny thing just happened. As many times I've been over here, today I walked right by your house and had to come back.
I don't doubt it. Once you get all those clothes moving, it's hard to stop it.
Yeah. Is everybody here?
Sure, they're in the living room. Let's go in.
Okay.
Say, Jack, how about the flowers?
They said they'd send them over. They'll probably be here pretty soon. Hiya, fellas.
Hiya, Jackson.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Hello, Jack. Ah, that be the breeze of the
All right, boys, all right. I get it. Well, fellas, you having fun?
Oh, I'll say we are. Say,
Sure.
Jackson, who do you think I ran into last night?
Who, Phil?
Your old girlfriend, Gladys Zabisco.
Really? How is Gladys?
Oh, fine. And you know, Jackson, she looks a lot better. She had an operation on her nose.
Her nose? Why, her nose was straight. What did she have done?
She had it moved to the middle of her face.
Now, cut that out. everybody eat.
Yeah, I'm hungry, Mary.
Pretty soon. Say, Larry, while we're waiting, how about singing us a song?
Yeah, come on, Larry. How about it, huh?
Sure, kid. Go ahead, will you?
Okay.
Oh, there's the door.
I'll get it, Mary. Hold the song till I come back, will you, kid? Dum bum 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 dee dum 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 dee dum 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 sweet Georgia Brown dum 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 dum. Yes.
How do you do? Is this Miss Livingston's residence?
Yes, it is.
Well, Miss Livingston is expecting me for Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, well, come right in. You got here just in time. The fun's just starting.
How nice.
Now, let me take your hat.
Thank you.
Your coat.
Thank you.
Now, follow me. Hey, kid! Oh, pardon me. I didn't introduce myself. I'm Jack Benny.
How do you do? I'm the new butler.
Hey, kid! What? The butler?
Yes. Are you the downstairs man?
I happen to be a guest here. If you're the butler, the kitchen's right through that door.
Thank you, sir.
Jack, who was that at the door?
Nobody.
Well, whose coat and hat are you carrying?
Who's Holton Cap? Oh, John, it's your butler, and he just came in. All right, laugh. I know how to keep help. Go ahead and sing, Larry. Go ahead.
Because to tell you the truth, I'll be lonely. I don't mind being lonely when my heart tells me you are lonely too. I'll walk alone. They'll ask me why, and I'll tell them I'd rather. There are dreams I must gather, dreams we fashioned the night you held me tight. I'll always be near you wherever you are each night. In every prayer, if you call, I'll hear you, no matter how far. Just close your eyes, and I'll be there. Please walk alone, and send your love and your kisses to guide me. Till you're walking beside me.
Very good. That was great, Larry.
Hey, fellas. Everybody in the dining room. Dinner's on the table.
Oh, boy. Let's go. Hey, kid. Yes, wait a minute. Let's all march in. You know, conga line.
Okay.
Da 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 da. Boom. Da 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 da. Boom. Da 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 da. Boom. Don, if you can't control it, don't swing it. For heaven's sake.
Oh, Jack, you and your ideas. Now, come on in, fellas. The dinner will get cold.
Okay, let's go.
Jack, bring in an extra chair.
Okay, I'll be with you in a minute. Hey, look what's in this dish here on top of the piano. Well.
Hey, get your hands out of there, Jackson. That's for the boys.
Oh.
Jack!
How in the world could she see from the other room? Mary, I'll bring this straight back chair in here.
Okay.
Hey, Hey, where do you want me to sit, Mary?
Right there. Your name's on the place card.
Well, place cards and everything. How did Phil know where to sit down? He can't read.
I put his picture on the plate.
Oh.
That's all your fault, Jackson. You got people thinking I can't read.
Oh, yeah? Well, let me see you write your name.
Don't change the subject. I'm talking about reading.
I thought so.
Jack, will you please sit down and carve the turkey?
Okay.
Boy, get the size of it.
You know, Jack, that's a bigger one than we had at your house last Thanksgiving.
Oh, I don't know. My turkey was pretty big.
Go on, I've seen more meat on Sinatra.
I don't know about that. Hey, Larry, what do you want, white meat or dark meat?
White meat, please.
Don?
I'll have some dark meat.
Say, Mary, did you stuff this turkey yourself?
Yes, why?
Well, it's so round, so firm, so fully packed. Oh, Harris, you're so spontaneous, and you haven't had a drink all day.
Well, that doesn't apply to turkeys. That's Lucky Strike cigarettes.
I know. Hey, kids, pass the sauce.
The sauce?
Yes, with men who know Tabasco best, I'll take it 2-1. Oh, Harris, just like a pilgrim, you're making progress, you boy.
Oh, brother.
Now, Phil, cut that out. The correct saying is, with men who know tobacco best, it's Lucky's 2-1.
Don, Phil's only kidding. Can't you see we've got Lucky Strike cigarettes on the table?
Well, then let's hurry up with the dinner and get at 'em.
All right.
Oh, Miss Livingston, shall I serve the hot biscuits now?
Yes, Carl.
Very well, madam. There.
Carl, don't throw the biscuits.
Yeah.
Why don't you stand closer to the table?
I've been watching these people eat, and I don't want to get any on me.
What?
And that old man with the carving knife scares me to death.
Now, wait a minute.
I know your type. Those blue eyes aren't fooling me a bit.
You're just mad because my tuxedo is better than yours.
Now, Carl, your job is just to serve the food, not to antagonize the guests.
Yes, madam.
Hey, Jackson, how about making a speech? Come on, huh? Come on, make a speech for us.
Go ahead, Jack. Say something. This is the first time we've all had dinner together in a long time.
Okay. Well, kids, it's sure nice for all of us to be gathered here on Thanksgiving. I know that during the year we've had our little differences and a few arguments, but this is a day to forget all that and cement our friendship so that it's stronger than ever.
Hear, hear.
Thank you. And now... If we'll just forget our little differences.
But, Jack, we've never had any real arguments.
Of course not, Jackson.
Oh, I was just thinking about little things like last week when Don and I had that argument about what naval hero said, "Don't give up the ship." Now, Don found out he was wrong, and I'm not going to rub it in. It's all over. So if we'll just...
Wait a minute, Jack. I wasn't wrong.
So if we'll just...
It was Captain James Lawrence who said, "Don't give up the ship."
No, Don. It was John Paul Jones. So if we'll
Jack, I still insist you're wrong. It was Captain James Lawrence.
Don Wilson, you can argue till you're blue in the face. It was John Paul Jones. And I'm going to prove it.
Jack, put down that carving knife.
Oh, pardon me.
Beast.
Now, Don, this is Thanksgiving, so let's forget it. You think it was Captain James Lawrence, but I know it was John Paul Jones.
Say, Jackson, wasn't he on our program about 5 weeks ago?
That was John Charles Thomas. Now, Don, take my word for it. I know what I'm talking about.
Well, so do I. It was Captain James Lawrence.
It was John Paul Jones.
Oh, for heaven's sake, cut it out. Carl, serve the dessert, will you please?
I will if those two gentlemen will get off the table.
I will if he will.
I'll have some more of that white meat.
That's my leg. Now, Don Wilson, I think it's awful for you to come here on Thanksgiving, accept Mary's hospitality, and start a big argument like this.
I didn't start the argument. You did. And any schoolboy knows that Captain James Lawrence said, "Don't give up the ship."
Well, every schoolboy knows that it was John Paul Jones.
And you're just being stubborn about it, that's all.
Yes, for goodness sake, finish the speech you started.
I'll do it if everybody will shut up. Now, as I was saying, we're gathered here on Thanksgiving Day in a spirit of friendship. A word that in itself represents that binding tie between all people. Let's try, friends. Let's try to keep the feeling that is so prevalent on this day throughout the entire year. So whenever you feel discouraged, just think of those famous words of John Paul. Don't give up the fight.
Jack will be back in just a minute, but first, here are my good friends, L.A. Speed Riggs and Kenneth Delmar.
If you were present at the auctions down south, you could see Lucky Strike consistently select and buy the finer, the lighter, the naturally milder Lucky Strike tobacco. Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And in a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. Remember that the next time you buy cigarettes. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, so round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
The famous tobacco auctioneers are on tonight's program are Mr. L.A. Speed Riggs of Goldsboro, North Carolina, and Mr. F.E. Boone of Lexington, Kentucky.
At 44, sold American.
And this is Basil Rysdale speaking for Lucky Strike. LSMFT, LSMFT, LSMFT.
A friendly suggestion. For your own greater enjoyment, smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
Say, Mary, I enjoyed your Thanksgiving dinner very much, but I wish Don wouldn't be so stubborn. After all, when a man's wrong, why doesn't he give in?
But Jack, Don is right. It wasn't John Paul Jones. It was Captain James Lawrence who said, don't give up the ship.
Mary, Captain James Lawrence said, I do not choose to run.
He did not.
Then who said it?
One of Crosby's horses.
All right. Well, I'm not going to argue. I got to go over to Joe E. Brown's program and congratulate him on his 44th anniversary. I don't have to. I want to go. There's the door. I can't give you anything but love, baby. Flowers from Miss Livingston.
Flowers?
Oh, yes, Mary. Don't you remember I stopped off at the florist?
Oh, yes. Well, boy, what took you so long? Why didn't you bring the flowers sooner?
I couldn't. Mr. Benny only ordered the seeds. Well, I wanted them to be nice and fresh. Good night, folks.
This is the National Broadcasting Company. KFI, Los Angeles, Earl C. Anthony Incorporated. Flamingo Nail Polish, the exquisitely beautiful nail polish that well-groomed women use. Flamingo is long-lasting, resists chipping and peeling, and comes in thrilling shades. Buy Flamingo, 25 cents plus tax.
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike. Quality of product is essential to continuing success. Exhibit A, Lucky Strike. Fine tobacco is what counts in a cigarette. And year in, year out, always. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Lucky Strike presents The Man Who Knows. Colonel Hart Shoemaker, ace tobacco auctioneer of Lebanon, Kentucky, has sold over 300 million pounds of tobacco leaf. Recently, he said,
I've seen the makers of Lucky Strike buy real quality tobacco, fine, ripe, mild tobacco. Yes, I've seen them do it at thousands of auctions. For my own cigarette, I picked Lucky.
At market after market, at auction after auction, independent tobacco experts like Colonel Shoemaker can see the makers of Lucky Strike consistently select and buy that fine, that light, that naturally mild tobacco. Remember,
LSMFT, LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And fine tobacco means real, deep-down smoking enjoyment for you. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike.
Yes, next time you buy cigarettes, ask for Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw. The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, for many years as an announcer, it has been my privilege to introduce a number of very important people. But never have I felt the pride that is glowing within me today as I introduce the gracious and beloved star of our show.
Well.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me extreme pleasure to present to you a man whose very benevolence has earned for him the admiration, respect, and everlasting love of millions. And here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And, Don, that was the most beautiful introduction I've ever received. The most touching. I mean, whatever made you think of it?
There are only 27 more shopping days till Christmas.
What?
And I don't want any more of those lousy shoelaces.
Oh, Don, you didn't like the shoelaces I gave you last Christmas?
No, I didn't.
Well, what was the matter with them? I mean, were they too long or too short or what?
Well, Jack, now I've been with you 13 years, and I didn't think a pair of shoelaces was an appropriate Christmas gift.
Oh. Well, Don, you silly boy. I mean, if you didn't like the shoelaces, you could have exchanged them for a box of Kleenex or dental floss or something. Anyway, Don, I do appreciate the fact... Come in.
Telegram for Jack Benny.
I'll take it, boy. Just a minute. Here's a tip for you.
Yes, sir.
I wonder who this telegram... You can go, boy. I gave you your tip.
But, Mr. Benny, these ration stamps aren't good anymore.
Don't be so sure.
My bicycle was paid for. I'd punch him right in the nose.
Go be nice to people.
Jack, who's the telegram from?
Wait till I open it. Well, dear Jack, please be at the studio tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock for further discussions. Signed, Jack Warner.
Discussions about what?
Didn't I tell you, Don, the Warner brothers have finally decided to make that picture. You know, the story of my life. It's going to be...
Hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Mary. Mary. I've got wonderful news. Sorry, I did that. I mean, I've known you so many years. Mary, I've got wonderful news. Warner Brothers is going to make the story of my life.
Gee, that's swell. What gave them the idea?
Well, after I made The Horn Blows at Midnight, they received thousands of letters demanding the life of Jack Benny. I wonder how they meant that. Anyway, they've done a lot of work on the story.
You mean they finished the script already?
Yes, Mary, and it's going to be great. You know, there's a lot of action in the opening scene. You see, in the opening scene, I've just been born, and as the doctor leaves the house, my father shoots him in the back. It's really very exciting.
Say, Jack, when they made the Jolson story, they had Larry Parks play the part of Al Jolson. Now, in your picture, who's going to play you?
Well, we don't know yet, but to portray the real me, they're considering Errol Flynn. I guess it's the way I've lived, you know what I mean. Then there's also the possibility that they might use Clark Gable.
Well, Jack, as long as it's a story of your life, why don't you play it yourself?
Well, we thought of that, Mary, but we felt we needed someone who was attractive to women, you see.
Oh, Jack, you're just as attractive to women as Clark Gable any day.
Well, I wouldn't say that, Mary. I mean, that's sweet of you, but You see, Clark is a pretty handsome guy, you know.
Oh, you're just being modest. You don't hear women talk about you like I do.
Now, Mary, stop, will you? I'll admit I'm not homely, but what did the women say about me?
You asked for it, brother.
Never mind. If you want to know something, Smarty, it wasn't so long ago I had dozens of girls all around me.
That's when you were playing with Phil Spatalny.
Kill Spatalny. He still owes me 2 weeks' salary. Anyway,
Hey, Mr. Benny, when I sing my song, do you mind if I...
Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello. Mr. Benny, when I sing my song, do you mind if I...
Did you just get in?
Yeah. Mr. Benny, when I sing my song, do you mind if
How do you feel, kid?
Fine.
Good.
I broke my leg this morning, but I'm all right now.
Dennis, just go ahead and sing your song.
Well, aren't you going to ask me how I broke my leg?
No, I'm not. Now go ahead with your song.
My mother was right. You don't want me to get laughs.
Not on silly things like that. Now go ahead and sing.
Okay, but do you mind if I dedicate the song to my new girl?
Oh, you have a new girl? What's her name?
Thelma Gray, Hollywood 6265.
Oh.
Dennis, you didn't have to give Mr. Benny her phone number.
I might as well. He'll force it out of me later.
Now, wait a minute, kid. When did I ever threaten you to get a girl's telephone number?
Remember in New York when you took me to the top of the Empire State Building?
Jack, you didn't.
He held me over the edge by my suspenders.
Well, you're lucky you didn't go out with that girl. You've still got your watch. Girls.
But this girl's different, Mr. Benny.
Oh, you really like her, eh, Dennis?
Yeah. Last week was her birthday, so I took her around to all the clubs. We went to Ciro's, the Macombo, Slapty Maxie's.
Really?
How those places stay in business, I'll never know. We were the only ones in there.
Dennis, what night did you go?
Oh, nice.
Oh, for heaven's sake, go ahead and sing, kid.
Okay.
Hollywood 6265. I must remember that. This time I'll leave my watch home.
As you walk, as you talk with the one you love, do you know just how lucky you are when you stroll hand in hand neath the moon above? Does your heart sing how lucky you are? There's so many heartaches in this world of ours. Sometimes a dream will come true when the one that you love is in love with you. That's the greatest of blessings by far, and you don't know how lucky you are. Does your heart sing how lucky you are when the one that you love is in love with you? That's the greatest of blessings by far. And you don't know how lucky you
That was How Lucky You Are, sung by Dennis Day. Very good, Dennis. Say, Mary.
Aren't you going to ask me how I broke my leg?
No, I'm not, and stop being silly. Now, what did I start to say? Oh, yeah. You know, Mary, I've been giving it a lot of thought, and I don't know just who would be the right one to play me in The Life of Jack Benny.
Or how about Van Johnson?
Well, he's good, Mary, but he isn't quite old enough, you know.
How about Cornell Wilde?
No, he isn't old enough either.
How about John Wilkes Booth?
Oh, stop. John Wilkes Booth.
He broke his leg, too.
Dennis.
Aren't you going to ask me how?
No, I'm not. But, Mary, I think... Gee, I don't know.
Hiya, Jackson. What's that dreamy look on your face?
Oh, hello, Phil. I'm thinking. You know, Warner's is going to make a picture, the story of my life. We're trying to figure out who would be the right personality to play me.
Why don't you play it yourself, Jackson? You're one of the greatest actors in show business.
Huh?
And coming from me, you know what that means.
Yeah, there are only 27 more shopping days till Christmas. But getting the right guy is really a problem.
Hey, Jackson, I got an idea. Why don't you let me play the part? I'd be terrific. I'm handsome. I got personality, sex appeal. What more do you want?
Well, Phil...
Think it over, Dad. I'm alive. I'm sharp. I'm a sort of a Mickey Rooney with just enough Roddy McDowell to hold me down.
Philsy boy, do you think for one moment that I'd let you play... Do you think for one moment I'd let you play the lead in a picture as important as this one? You'd be drinking all the time.
What's wrong with that?
What?
You made the horn blows at midnight and you were sober.
Not after the preview. Anyway, Phil.
Hello, Livy. How you, Don?
Hello, Phil.
Hiya, Dennis. How you feel, kid?
I broke my leg this morning, but I'm all right now.
Dennis.
Just call me John Wilkes Booth.
Dennis, keep quiet, will you? Now, Phil, I hate to be the one to suggest it, you see, but it's time for a number from your corny band.
Corny band? Apparently you haven't heard.
Heard what?
We were invited to go to England and play for the royal wedding.
The royal wedding?
Yes, sir, right in Birmingham Palace.
Phil, that's Buckingham.
If there's a buck in it, you'll know it.
Darn right. Now, come on, Phil. Let's have a band number.
Oh, wait a minute, Jack. Don't you think it's about time we do a commercial?
Don, we're not going to do a commercial this week. Go ahead, Phil.
But, Jack...
Don, I'm running this show. Go ahead, Phil.
But, Jack, the quartet worked on it all week.
I don't care if they did. Go ahead, Phil.
And there's a part in it where you play the violin.
Hold it, Phil. What were you saying, Don?
Well, the Sportsmen are going to do the Poet and Peasant Overture, and there's a place in it where you do a violin solo.
Well, that sounds pretty good. See, I had no idea this was going to happen. Gosh, this is really a surprise.
Some surprise. Unbutton your shirt and take out your violin.
Okay, Don, when do I come in?
Just watch the boys. They'll give you your cue.
Good.
The Poet and Peasant Overture. Take it, boys.
Will always be the smoke for me.
Now?
Yes.
Now?
Yes.
Now?
Yes, yes, yes. Good old LSMFT. That's a cigarette for me. My lucky strike. He's the one you will like. They're from Kentucky, they smoke a lucky. They're so proud and firm and fully. They are so fully packed. Yes, you will like a lucky strike. LSM, oh LSM, oh MSMFT, oh MST, LSMFT, LSMFT,
Now, that commercial was really wonderful. It really was. And thanks for putting a part in it for me. I mean, the boys were just great, and the violin solo was out of this shirt. I mean, out of this shirt. And by the way, kids, before I forget it, next Thursday on Thanksgiving, I want you all to come over to my house for a turkey dinner.
Turkey? Gee, I wonder if I could have one of the legs.
Sure, kid. Why?
I broke mine this morning.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Hey, Jackson, are you sure it's going to be a turkey?
Of course I'm sure. Why?
Well, last year you said you ran over a turkey, and when we bit into it, it turned out to be a buzzard.
Well, it's a real turkey this time, isn't it, Mary?
Yeah, I was with Jack when he bought it.
That's right.
In fact, yesterday I called him and suggested that he throw a Thanksgiving party for the whole gang. He must have been in a good mood because he went to the idea right away.
Well, Mary, I'm glad you called, and it's a good suggestion. Huh? Fine. Hurry over and we'll go shopping. Goodbye. Oh, Rochester.
Yes, sir.
Where have you been?
Out in the garage trying to fix up the car. When you hit that truck last week, you bent the axle.
Did you fix it?
Uh-huh, but I had a lot of trouble.
Trouble?
Yeah, when I loosened the nut that holds the axle, the lights fell off.
Oh.
So I took a nut off the rear door to fix the lights, and the steering wheel fell off.
Gee.
Then I took off the wire that holds the radiator and used it to tighten the steering wheel.
And the radiator fell off?
No, the fenders.
All four of them?
All five of them.
Five? We only have four fenders.
How about the one we hold over our head when it rains?
I thought we used the side door for that.
No, we use the side door to close the trunk in the back.
Oh, yes. Gee, I must have hit that truck harder than I thought.
Say, boss, when are they going to come out with those new cars with the motors in the rear?
In 1948.
Well, congratulations, you're a year ahead of them.
What, you mean the motors in the back of my car?
About 10 feet.
Oh, stop making things up. Now, Rochester, I'm going to have the gang over Thursday for Thanksgiving dinner. What's in the refrigerator?
The morning paper, a magazine, and your glasses.
What?
When that little light goes on, you ain't wasting it.
I'm not talking about that. I mean food for Thanksgiving.
Well, we've got everything except the turkey. You want me to go out and buy one?
No, Miss Livingston is coming over, and we're going to... Well, that must be her now. So long, Rochester. We'll be back in about an hour. Gee, Mary, it's such a nice day. I'm glad we decided to walk to the market.
Yeah. I'm glad Thanksgiving will be here soon. It's one of our nicest holidays.
Yeah. And this year, we should all be so thankful. I know I am. See, when I wake up in the morning, I hear the birds singing. I've got the beautiful moonlight at night. I get all the fresh air I need. All the sunshine I want.
So far, it hasn't cost you a dime.
Yeah. Oh, Mary, look. Hey, Mary, look over there. Those boys playing football.
Hey, Joey, kick it to me now.
See, they're nice kids, Mary. You know, the bigger one is Stevie Kent. His folks live on the corner. Every time I go out for a walk, I stop and talk with them. Hey, Stevie, throw the ball over here.
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny. Here it comes. Look out, I think it's too high. You have to run for it. Faster. You better jump for it. Wow, what a catch.
Hey, that was a good catch. I gotta hand it to you, Mary. How did you do it?
I don't know, but you can buy me a new girdle for Christmas.
Okay, you know, Mary, UCLA could have used you yesterday. Yes, sir.
Say, Mr. Benny, this is my friend Joey.
Hello, Joey.
Hello, Mr. Benny. You know, Joey, Mr. Benny was All-American fullback when he played football for Yale.
Yale?
And he broke the 100-yard dash record when he was in the Olympic Games. Gee whiz.
Jack, did you tell these...
And Mr. Benny pitched 2 no-hit games in the World Series. When he was with the New York Yankees.
The Yankees?
Oh, I was just lucky, that's all.
Say, Mr. Benny, tell Joey about the time you knocked out Jack Dempsey.
Oh, it was nothing. You see, it happened in the first round. We were mixing it in the center of the ring when suddenly Dempsey caught me with a powerful right hook to my chin. It shook me a little. I realized he was dangerous, so I decided to end it quickly. I shot 2 lefts to his midsection, crossed a right to the jaw, and down he went. I didn't mean to hit him so hard. He was out for over an hour.
Ah.
Well, so long, kids. We got to get going. You know, Mary, I was just...
Oh, shut up.
Well, look, Mary, I only tell the kids stories like that because it helps them if they have a hero to look up to.
Some hero.
Anyway, I just tell the kids harmless little stories. I don't exaggerate too much. Oh, look, there's little Georgie Foster. Isn't he cute? He's only 4. Look at him. Hello, Georgie.
Hello, Mr. President.
Oh, brother.
Mary, I never told him that. He's just ad-libbing. Come on, here's the market. Let's see. Oh, there's the poultry department over there. Come on, Mary.
Okay. And, Jack, remember what you promised. This time you're going to get a nice big turkey, not like the last one you got.
There was nothing small about that turkey.
Go on. You didn't have the heart to chop its head off. You beat it to death in a badminton game.
Mary.
And I got stuck with the part that went over the net last.
Mary, stop trying to switch old jokes, will you? Now, let's walk over to the counter and see...
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Oh, hello, Mr. Kitzel. Oh, Mr. Kitzel, what are you doing behind the meat counter?
Oh, I'm helping out here for the holidays.
Oh, you're just working here temporarily.
Yes, until my boss gets back from the wedding.
The wedding? In London?
They had one there, too?
Yes, last Thursday.
Oh.
Well, look, Mr. Kitzel, I want to buy a turkey. Are they very expensive?
Expensive.
You mean they're that high?
Come here a minute.
Huh?
Step closer. Do you know that turkeys are what turkeys are selling for today?
No.
Well, if you knew, you'd be nervous too. Come a little closer. Come closer.
Huh?
Lean over a little.
What?
80 cents a pound.
Well, why do you have to whisper it?
I don't want the turkey should get hammy.
Oh, 80 cents a pound. That's a lot of money for turkey.
See, they got to live too.
I suppose so.
Say, Jack, while you're getting the turkey, I better shop around and get some things for the stuffing.
I think I have everything at home, Mary.
Well, what about cracker crumbs?
Oh, I got plenty there.
Stale bread?
2 loaves I've got.
Oysters?
1 can.
Sage?
38.
What?
Oh, I thought you said something else. Yes, we have everything.
Well, Mr. Benner, what's your pleasure if I can be so accommodating?
Well, I'd like to get a live turkey, about 25 pounds.
The live turkeys are over there, down by the end of the counter.
Oh, yes. I think I'll take that one on the right. You know, it looks nice and plump.
Put on your glasses. That's my wife.
Oh, yes.
I wish I could get 80 cents a pound for her.
What?
Nothing. I'm daydreaming.
Now, Mr. Kitzel, what would you suggest?
Well, if you want a nice live turkey, what about this one over here?
Say, Jack, this one's nice and plump.
I've seen turkeys look plump, and they're all full of feathers. I'm going to feel this one myself. Hold still, turkey.
Oh, you and your cold hands.
Well, Mary, what do you think about it?
Oh, that looks all right.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have the heart to kill it. Oh, just look at its eyes. The same color as mine. Sultry summer blue.
Oh, Jack, stop being so sentimental. You've already given up eating strawberries because they remind you of Phil Harris's eyes.
Mary, Mr. Kittle, how much does this turkey weigh?
About 36 pounds. My scale is broken.
Oh, well, I'll weigh it on that scale over there by the door. Come here, turkey. That's a good girl. Come on, Mary, we'll go over the scale. Now, hold still, turkey. Mary, put in a penny.
Okay. Oh, look, Jack, a card came out.
Yeah, what does it say?
You weigh 36 pounds and you ain't long for this world.
There's a picture of Fred Allen on the other side there. Well, that's much too big. Oh, Mr. Kitzel.
Your pleasure.
This turkey's too big. How much does this one weigh? This one right here.
I think 29 pounds.
Aren't you sure?
Wait a minute, I'll check. Oh, Hattie, how much does this turkey weigh?
29 pounds, but I'll check. Hey, Joe, how much does this turkey weigh?
29 pounds, but I'll check. Hey, Herman, how much does this turkey weigh?
29 pounds, but I'll check.
Hey, Sam!
All right, I believe you.
Jack will be back in just a minute, but first, quality of product is essential to continuing success.
And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
LSMFT.
Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And fine tobacco is what counts in a cigarette. Remember what happens at the tobacco auctions? Year in, year out, at market after market, independent tobacco experts can see the makers of Lucky Strike consistently select and buy that fine, that light, that naturally mild tobacco.
Lucky Strike presents The Man Who Knows. Mr. Carl Hartfield of Greensburg, Kentucky, has been working as an independent tobacco buyer for the last 29 years. Recently, he had this to say.
Season after season, I've seen the makers of Lucky Strike buy fine tobacco. Ripe, prime leaf that's got real smoking quality. I've smoked Lucky's for over 28 years.
So for your own real, deep-down smoking enjoyment, remember...
LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike.
Yes, next time you buy cigarettes, ask for Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed. So free and easy on the draw.
Good night, folks.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
The greatest of blessings I hope, and you don't know how lucky you
How Lucky You Are, sung by Dennis Day. Very good, Dennis. Say, Mary.
Aren't you going to ask me how I broke my leg?
No, I'm not, and stop being silly. Now, what did I start to say? Oh, yeah, you know, Mary, I've been giving it a lot of thought, and I don't know just who would be the right one to play me in the life of Jack Benny.
Or how about Van Johnson?
Well, he's good, Mary, but he isn't quite old enough, you know.
How about Cornell Wilde?
No, he isn't old enough either.
How about John Wilkes?
As you walk, as you talk with the one you love, do you know just how lucky you are? When you stroll hand in hand 'neath the moon above, does your heart sing how lucky you are? There's so many heartaches in this world of ours. Sometimes the dreams will come true when the one that you love is in love with you. That's the greatest of blessings by far, and you don't know how lucky you are. Does your heart...
The Jack Benny Program, presented by America's largest selling cigarette, Lucky Strike.
It is $60.
Lucky Strike. First again with tobacco men. First again with the men who really know tobacco. The independent auctioneers, buyers, and warehousemen.
Yes, a recent impartial survey shows that more independent tobacco experts smoke Lucky Strike regularly than the next two leading brands combined.
So let this overwhelming smoking preference of the experts lead you to real deep-down smoking enjoyment. Just light up a Lucky, and puff by puff, you'll see.
LSMFT, LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And this fine Lucky Strike tobacco means a world of smoking enjoyment for you. Yes, puff by puff, pack by pack.
You'll like Lucky Strike.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, last Thursday was Thanksgiving, so let's go back and show you how Jack Benny and his gang spent the day. Our scene opens in Jack's home in Beverly Hills.
Night and day, I am the one. Thanksgiving comes and goes, but I'm never done.
Rochester.
I'm working all the time. I'm nothing but a one-man assembly line. Night and day.
Rochester.
Day and night.
Al Jolson.
I gotta be on one knee. I'm scrubbing the floor.
Rochester, you've been singing all day today.
Well, I'm happy, boss. Here it is Thanksgiving, and I could have been born a turkey.
Oh, you wouldn't have liked that, huh?
No, I couldn't stand being in the oven all undressed and people peeping in at me every few minutes.
Oh.
And when you ain't got no head, you can't tell them to close the door.
I know. Say, Rochester, I'm going to Miss Livingston's house for a Thanksgiving party, so will you help me get dressed?
Okay. But if I were you, I'd change my mind about wearing that old tuxedo.
Why? What'd you do to it?
Oh, it's nothing I did, boss. But when I went to get it, the closet was full of moths.
Moths? Oh, my goodness, were they eating my tuxedo?
Eating it? They didn't even look up when I came in.
Well, maybe it won't show. What part were they eating?
Well, to put it geographically, the South ain't solid anymore.
Oh, stop being silly. Every time I want to get dressed, you all...
I'll get it. Mr. Benny's residence, star of stage, screen, and radio.
Hello, Rochester.
Christmas cards printed to your specifications.
Rochester.
We'll sit with babies, mow your lawn, cater private parties, and we'll give violin recitals at birthdays, weddings, and meat market openings.
Rochester, this is Miss Livingston. I've heard all that before.
I know, but we got 4 parties on this line, and their business is as good as anybody's.
Oh, well, look, Rochester. If Mr. Benny isn't printing Christmas cards, sitting with a baby, mowing a lawn, or giving a recital at a birthday, wedding, or meat market opening, let me talk to him.
Yes, ma'am. It's for you, boss. It's Miss Livingston.
Oh. Hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. The whole gang is here. When are you coming over?
Pretty soon. And, Mary, I got a surprise for you. I'm going to dress formal.
Formal? But, Jack, that tuxedo of yours is so old it's green.
Oh, Mary, my tuxedo isn't green.
Well, okay, wear it, but stay away from the salad bowl. You may get stabbed with a fork.
Oh, stop.
Well, Jack, the reason I called you is I've been so busy getting the dinner ready for you and the gang, I forgot to get some candy. Will you bring some?
Oh, sure, Mary. I'll stop at the drugstore and get some lifesavers.
Lifesavers? I want a box of chocolate-covered mints. They don't cost much.
No, the mints alone don't, Mary, but you're going to the expense of the entire dinner. Why should you spend more? After all, you're doing enough.
Jack, I meant for you to buy the candy.
Oh. Well, Mary, why didn't you come right out and say so? Of course I'll bring it. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, of all the cheap.
What'd you say, Mary?
This is Mrs. Stewart on your party line.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Stewart.
Don't hello me, and you can cancel my order for Christmas cards.
But Mrs. Stewart.
And that goes for me, too.
What?
This is Mr. Stevens on your other party line.
But Mr. Stevens.
And I'll get someone else to sit with my baby.
Mrs. Allman, please.
What are your prices?
What?
I'm new in this neighborhood.
Oh. Well, I have a regular price list.
Yeah, you get it tomorrow. I mailed it this morning.
Rochester, get off the extension. I wish there weren't so many people on my party line. They all listened in the other day when I was talking to my agency, Batten, Barton, Durston, and Osborne. I'll get it, Rochester. I wish I were all alone on my telephone. There was no one else but me.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Well, hello, Mr. Kitzel. What brings you here?
I was passing by and I stopped to wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, well, that's nice of you. Come on in.
Thank you. Wait till I tie this leash.
Oh, you've got your dog with you?
No, my turkey. I'm taking him out for a walk.
Mr. Kitzel, you're taking a turkey for a walk?
Mm-hmm, a long walk.
Why?
By the time we get home, she'll be so glad to lay down, the rest will be easy.
Well, tell me, Mr. Kitzel, are you going to have much company at your Thanksgiving dinner?
My wife's relatives.
Oh, just your wife's relatives, huh?
Just. You should have so many listeners.
Well, gee, Mr. Kitzel, how many are going to be there?
Well, there's going to be my wife's mother and father, her sister Claudette, her 3 brothers, one of her aunts, 2 of her nephews, and a distant cousin from Cucamonga.
Say, your wife really has a big family.
Yeah. Well, I got to be running along. Oh, but first, Mr. Benny, I got to tell you how much I enjoyed your radio program last week.
Thank you.
Oh, my.
You liked it, huh?
Yeah, I liked that. Oh, such a trouble you had when you was calling your agency Batten, Barton, Bagel, and Blintzes. No, Mr. Kitzel. See, my agency is Batten, Barton, Durston, and Osborne. Well, live and learn. And guess. Yes, and guess. Well, goodbye, Mr. Benny. I got to be going.
Goodbye, Mr. Kitzel. It was nice seeing you.
The feeling is natural. Imagine taking a turkey for a walk. Oh, my goodness, look what time it is. Rochester, help me get dressed now. I'm late for Miss Livingston's party. Gee, I'll bet the whole gang is there having a wonderful time.
I didn't come here to criticize. I'm not here to sympathize. But don't tell me those no-good lies, for the lying gal I do despise. She's got baked ribs and butter beans, ham hocks and turnip greens. You and me in New Orleans, and that's what I like about the South. Well, how
How is that, Livy?
You better sing another chorus. The turkey isn't dead yet. Gee, I wish Jack would get here.
Hey, Phil, that was a swell idea, bringing your whole band over here to Mary's house.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Phil, I don't mind your band being here, but your boys have a lot of nerve putting one of my best dishes on the piano for an ashtray.
That ain't no ashtray. That's for tips.
Tips? What a gang.
Hey, Mary, can I eat now? I've got to leave in half an hour.
For heaven's sake.
Hey, Livy, hand me a bottle opener. My boys are hungry.
Never mind that. We'll eat in a few minutes.
I hope so. I've been here since 6:30 this morning.
6:30 this morning? Why, Dennis, how come you got here so early?
Oh, my mother had to deliver the milk anyway, so I thought I'd ride over with her.
You rode over on the milk truck?
Oh, I rode over on the cow. Her customers like it fresh.
Hey! Wait a minute, kid. You mean your mother comes right up to the door and milks the cow herself?
Yeah, my mother's the best milker in the country.
She is?
Sure, she can squirt right through the hole of a donut at 20 paces. Yesterday she turned the cow upside down and hit the O in Honest John.
Oh, stop being so silly.
Hey, fellas, let's have some more music. Come on, Charlie, hit it.
Oh, hey, wait a minute, Phil. Can I play the drums?
Sure, go ahead, Dante. Beat it out.
John, look out!
Don, get up. You're sitting on my orchestra.
Now, fellas, don't break up the house. I've got to go out in the kitchen, see how my maid is doing. I can't give you anything but love, baby, that's it. Oh, Pauline, as soon as Mr. Benny gets here, we'll have dinner.
Yes, ma'am.
And remember my instructions.
Yes, Miss Livingston. I must serve everybody from the left.
Everybody except Don Wilson.
How do I serve Mr. Wilson?
From both sides, a jump back fast. Now, let me see. What else do
Hey, Livy, I just thought of something.
Oh, just a minute, Phil. I'm talking to my maid.
Well, get a load of them legs.
Phil.
I'm looking at the turkey.
Oh.
Anyway, Livy, when the food's all ready, let me know. I'll help you serve it.
Well, thanks, Phil, but it won't be necessary. I've hired a butler for the day.
Okay. I'd like to see that turkey in a bathing suit.
Phil! Get out of here.
Gosh, Miss Livingston. I'm just crazy about that man.
Phil Harris?
Yeah. He's got so much more than Gregory, and he doesn't fight it.
Well, now I've heard everything. And the door buzzer, too. I'll get it, Pauline. I can't give you anything but love, baby. That's the only thing. Oh, hello, Jack. What took you so long?
Well, I had to stop for the candy. Here you are, Mary.
Thanks.
Is everybody here?
Sure. Jack, they're in the living room. Let's go in. Jack, you did wear that old tuxedo, didn't you?
Oh, it's not so old.
Hey, hiya, fellas. Hello, Phil. Well, if it ain't the Green Hornet. All right.
Hello, Jack.
Hiya, Don. Hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny. I've been here since 6:30.
That's nice. Say, Mary. Hey, Mary, you know, I noticed something peculiar as I came over here. You know that white line that goes down the middle of the street?
Yeah?
Well, it goes up over the curb, across your sidewalk, and right up to your door.
The white line?
Holy smoke, my mother's cow must have a loose gasket.
A loose what?
I'll explain it to you later.
Hey, Jackson, I brought my whole band over here. They're in the other room.
Yeah, the Sportsman's Quartet came, too.
Well, this is really going to be a party. Oh, darn it, I forgot my violin. I'll go back and get it.
Jackson, you take one step to that door and I'll hit you so hard your toupee spin like a Spike Jones record.
Okay, if you don't want any entertainment.
Oh, we'll have entertainment. Say, Dennis, it'll be a little while before we eat, so how about a song?
Yeah, come on, Dennis. How about it, huh?
Sure. Go ahead, kid.
Go ahead, kid.
It's about time somebody asked me. I've been here since 6:30.
Now, come on, Dennis. Go ahead and sing your song. I'll get it, Mary. Hold the song till I come back, will you, kid? Ya-da-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum, ba-bum, ba-dee-da-dum. Yes?
How do you do? Is this Miss Livingston's residence?
Yes, it is.
Well, Miss Livingston is expecting me for Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, well, come right in.
You got here just in time. The fun's starting.
How nice.
Here, let me take your hat.
Thank you.
Your coat?
Thank you.
Now, follow me. Hey, kids! Oh, pardon me. I didn't introduce myself. I'm Jack Denny.
How do you do? I'm the new butler.
Hey, kids! What? You're the butler?
Yes. Are you the downstairs man?
I happen to be a guest here.
Well, you could have fooled me.
If you're the butler, the kitchen is right through that door.
Thank you.
Jack, who was at the door?
Nobody.
Well, whose coat and hat are you carrying?
No, darn it, your butler's. He just came in. All right, lad. I know how to keep help. Go ahead and sing, Dennis. Come on.
I'm sending you a big bouquet of roses, one for every time you broke my heart. And as the door of love between us closes, tears will fall like petals when we part. I beg you to be different, but you'll always be untrue. I'm tired of forgiving. Now there's nothing left to do. So I'm sending you a big bouquet of roses, one for every time you broke my heart. I beg you to be different, but you'll always be untrue. I'm tired of forgiving. Now there's nothing left to do. I'm sending you a big bouquet of roses, one for every time you broke my
That was swell.
Hey, fellas, everybody in the dining room. Dinner's on the table.
It's about time. I've been here since 6:30.
Oh, quiet. Hey, kids, look it. Let's all march in. Conga line.
Okay.
Da-da-da-da-da, boom. Da-da-da-da-da, boom. Da-da-da-da-da, boom.
Don, if you can't control it, don't swing it. Heaven's sake.
Oh, Jack, you and your ideas. Now, come on in, fellas. The dinner will get cold.
Okay, let's go.
Jack, we're short of chairs. Bring in the piano.
All right, I'll be with you in a minute. Hey, what's this dish on top of the piano? Wow.
Hey, Jackson, get your hands out of there. That's for the boys.
Oh.
Jack!
How could she see from the other room? Well, here I come with the piano bunch. Listen, where the piano bench? Although the other way would be good, too. Here I come with the piano bunch. Just as good one way or the other. What's the difference if I say, here I come with the piano bench, or here I come with the piano bunch? It doesn't make any difference. Where do you want me to sit, Mary?
Right here. Your name's on the place card.
Well, place cards and everything. How did Phil know where to sit? He can't read.
I put his picture on the plate.
Oh.
That's your fault, Bunch. You got people thinking I can't read.
Oh, yeah? Let me see you write your name.
Don't change the subject. I'm talking about reading.
I thought so.
Oh, Ernest. Ernest. I wonder what's keeping that butler.
I don't know why you hired that smart aleck butler anyway. I'll get him. Hey, Ernest!
Yes, sir.
Ernest, we're ready to... Ernest, why'd you come in here barefooted? Where are your shoes?
Don't you remember? I handed them to you when I came in.
What?
I used to work in a winery.
Stop it! Now, look, just bring in the food.
You'll have to wait. The turkey won't be ready for a few minutes yet.
Well, kids, looks like we'll have to wait a while.
Yeah, Dennis, how about singing another song?
Say, Jack, Phil's band is here in the Sportsman's Quartet, and they've got a swell arrangement of an old square dance number.
A square dance number? Say, I haven't heard one of those in a long time.
Well, what do you want me to sing?
Sit down, kid.
Thanks. I've been here since 6:30.
What?
I would have been here earlier, but the cow didn't have her bag packed.
Yeah. Now, look. Now, let's all get around the piano and do the square dance. Look, I'll grab a violin from one of the boys. Hey, Larry, let me have your violin.
Here you are, Jackson.
Thanks. Now, how about it, Don?
Okay, let's go, fellas. Turkey in the straw.
Okay, wait for me now. Wait for me.
Take your partner by the hand, cause we're gonna have a band with the left hand forward, make it very grab. Then we circle to the left, then we circle to the right. Now we ask you, isn't that a very sight? Light up the lucky, give it a try. Hop on the lucky, you will see why. A lucky strike is first section. The expert fireman, tobacco man.
Then you take a puff or two, and you will know that's smoke for you.
That's the smoke for you and me. You will find they are the best, because quality of product is essential to success. Puff, puff.
Don, that was swell. Really wonderful.
Dinner is served. The turkey's on the table.
Okay. Come on in, kids. Come on. Gee, that turkey looks good.
Jack, will you do the carving?
Sure, I love to carve. Give me that knife. Mary, what do you want, white meat or dark meat?
White meat, please.
How about you, Dennis?
Oh, I'll have a drumstick.
Okay. Don, what would you like, white meat, dark meat, a leg, or a wing?
Yes, thank you, with gravy.
You know, Don, if you were twins, I'd have a good slogan for you.
What is it?
Guess which twin ate the pony. That was a dilly, wasn't it?
Miss Livingston, shall I serve the hot biscuits now?
Yes, Ernest.
Very well, madam. There.
Ernest, don't throw the biscuits.
Certainly not.
Why don't you stand closer to the table?
I've been watching these people eat, and I don't want to get any on me.
What?
And that old man with the carving knife scares me to death.
Now, wait a minute.
I know your type. Those blue eyes aren't fooling me a bit.
Why do you hire it? Look, you're just mad because my tuxedo was better than yours.
Why,
Ernest. Your job is to serve the food, not to antagonize the Green Hornet.
Yes, ma'am.
Say, Mr. Benny, how about making a speech?
Yeah, come on, speech, Jack. Speech.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Jack. Say something. You know, this is the first time we've all had dinner together in a long time.
Okay, I'll make a speech. Well, kids, it's sure nice for all of us to be here on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. A day set aside where families can gather together in common bond and humbly give thanks in a spirit of brotherly love.
Hear, hear.
Thank you. Yes, Thanksgiving. A day that was originally started by the Pilgrim Fathers. The Pilgrim Fathers. That stalwart, staunch group of men and women who left their native shore.
Don, stop eating.
And after months of suffering, had their hardship rewarded by safely landing at Cape Cod in the year of 1620. Yes, our Pilgrim Fathers.
Jack.
Our Pilgrim Fathers.
Jack.
What is it, Don?
The Pilgrims didn't land at Cape Cod. They landed at Plymouth Rock.
No, Don. It was Cape Cod.
Jack, any schoolboy knows it was Plymouth Rock. How can you say Cape Cod?
Don, don't tell me anything about history. I went to school, too, and I say the Pilgrims landed at Cape Cod.
They didn't land at Cape Cod. It was Plymouth Rock.
Don, they landed at Cape Cod. And if you don't...
Jack, put down that carving knife.
Oh, pardon me.
Beast.
Now, Don, this is Thanksgiving, so let's not quarrel. You think it was Plymouth Rock, but I know it was Cape Cod. And you can take my word for it. I know what I'm talking about.
Well, so do I. It was Plymouth Rock.
It was Cape Cod.
Oh, for heaven's sake, cut it out. Ernest, serve the dessert, will you please?
I will if those two gentlemen will get off the table.
I will if he will.
I'll have some more of the white meat.
That's my leg.
I wish you told me sooner. I put gravy on it.
White Claw. Now, Don Wilson, I think it's awful for you to come here on Thanksgiving, accept Mary's hospitality, eat my lifesavers, and start a big argument like this.
I didn't start the argument. You did. And you can ask anybody, and they'll tell you the Pilgrims landed on Plymouth Rock.
I don't care who you ask. I still say they landed at Cape Cod.
Jack, for goodness sake, finish the speech you started.
I'll do it if everybody will shut up.
Here.
I won't talk unless everybody is quiet. Now, I won't speak. Now, as I was saying, we're gathered here on Thanksgiving Day in a spirit of friendship. A word that in itself represents that binding tie between all people. Let's try, friends. Let's try to keep the feeling that is so prevalent on this day throughout the entire year. So whenever you feel discouraged, just think of the spirit of those pilgrims who sailed across the ocean deep and finally landed at Cape Cod.
Jack, we'll be back in just a moment, but first...
A recent impartial survey covering all the southern tobacco markets reveals this important fact. More independent tobacco experts smoke Lucky Strike regularly than the next two leading brands combined.
Yes, Lucky Strike. First again with tobacco men.
But what does that mean to me?
Simply this. These independent tobacco experts have had years of experience buying, selling, and handling tobacco. And it's important for you to know that more of these independent tobacco experts smoke Lucky Strike regularly than the next two leading brands combined.
You've heard the survey results. Now, here's what Mr. James Monroe Ball, 33 years a tobacco auctioneer, who sold more than 400 million pounds of tobacco, recently said.
At market after market, I've seen the makers of Lucky Strike buy fine, ripe, mellow leaf. Good, rich tobacco that makes a swell smoke. I've smoked Lucky's 31 years.
A Lucky Strike smoker for 31 years. And Mr. Ball, like you, looks to the cigarette he smokes for enjoyment. Real, deep-down smoking enjoyment. So light up a Lucky yourself. Puff by puff, you'll see.
LSMFT. LSMFT.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And this fine Lucky Strike tobacco means a world of smoking enjoyment for you. That's why
you'll like Lucky Strike.
Boss, it's pretty late. Why don't you go to bed?
Wait a minute, Rochester. I'm looking something up in this history book. There it is. In the year of 1620, the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock. See, it wasn't Cape Cod. It was Plymouth Rock. Don Wilson was right. Well, I hate to do this, but I guess I'll just have to call him up and fire him. He's so smart he can get another job.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned in for the Phil Harris Alice Trade Show, which follows immediately. And on Saturday nights, to be sure to hear A Day in the Life of Dennis Day and the Lucky Strike Hit Parade starring Frank Sinatra.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
The Jack Benny Program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike.
Lucky tastes better.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Better get a carton, better get a carton, better get a carton today.
Hello, friends. This is Don Wilson. Lucky's do taste better, cleaner, fresher, and smoother. And you know, a nationwide survey in 80 leading colleges based on actual student interviews reveals that more smokers in these colleges prefer Lucky's than any other cigarette. By a wide margin, too. What's more, Lucky Strike gained far more smokers in these colleges than the nation's two other principal brands combined. And why? Lucky's better taste. Yes, sir. Better taste is the number one reason the students gave for smoking Lucky's. Of course, when it comes to real smoking enjoyment, nothing beats better taste. And Lucky Strike is the cigarette that gives you better taste. So get the cleaner, fresher, smoother taste you want in your cigarette. Next pack you buy, make it Lucky Strike.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Better get a carton, better get a carton, better get a carton today.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, immediately after this program, Jack Benny does his television show. Meanwhile, let's go back to last Thursday and show you how our gang spent Thanksgiving. Our scene opens in Jack's home in Beverly Hills.
Night and day, I am the one. Thanksgiving comes and goes, but I'm never done.
Rochester.
I'm working all the time. I'm nothing but a one-man assembly line. Night and day.
Miss Lanza.
Day and night.
Mario, what's come over you? You've been singing all day today.
Well, I'm happy, boss. Here it is Thanksgiving, and I could have been born a turkey.
Oh. You wouldn't have liked that, huh?
No, I couldn't stand being in an oven undressed and people looking in at me every few minutes.
I know. Say, Rochester, I'm going to Miss Livingston's house for a Thanksgiving party, so will you help me get dressed? I'm going formal.
Okay, but if I were you, I'd change my mind about wearing that old tuxedo.
Why, what'd you do to it?
Oh, it's nothing I did, boss. But the last time I went to get it, the closet was full of moths.
Moths? Oh, my goodness. Were they eating my tuxedo?
Eating it? They didn't even look up when I came in.
Well, do you think the holes will show?
I don't know, but if the wind is blowing, face it, boss. Face it.
Well, I don't care. I'm still going to wear them.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Mary.
The whole gang is here. When are you coming over?
Pretty soon. And, Mary, I got a surprise for you. I'm going to dress formal.
Formal? But, Jack, that tuxedo of yours is so old it's green.
Mary, my tuxedo isn't green.
Okay, but stay away from the salad bowl. You may get stabbed with a fork.
Oh, stop, will you?
Jack, the reason I called you is, well, I've been so busy getting the dinner ready for you and the gang, I forgot to get some flowers. So I thought maybe you'd stop over at the florist and bring me some.
Okay, Mary. I'll bring you half a dozen roses.
Only a half dozen? But, Jack, they don't cost so much.
Well, no, the roses alone don't, Mary, but you're going to the expense of the entire dinner. Why should you spend any more? You know, after all, you're doing enough.
Jack, I meant for you to buy the roses.
Oh. Well, Mary, you didn't have to beat around the bush. Why didn't you come right out and say so? Of course I'll bring them. Goodbye. I'll get it, Rochester.
When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. When you ask me to.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Well, hello, Mr. Kitzel. Mr. Kitzel, what brings you here?
I was passing by and I stopped to wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's nice of you. Come on in.
Thank you. Wait till I tie this leash.
Oh, you got your dog with you?
No, my turkey. I'm taking it out for a walk.
Mr. Kitzel, you're taking a turkey for a walk?
A long walk.
Why?
By the time we get home, she'll be so glad to lay down, the rest will be easy.
Oh, well, tell me, Mr. Kitzel, are you going to have much company at your Thanksgiving dinner?
My wife's relatives.
Oh, just your wife's relatives?
Just. Ooh. You should have so many listeners.
Gee. How many are going to be there?
My wife's mother and father, her sister Claudette, her 3 brothers, one of her aunts, 2 of her nephews, and a distant cousin from Wyoming.
Wyoming?
Wild Bill Shapiro.
Wild Bill Shapiro?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a cowboy?
No, a used car dealer.
Your wife really has a big family. Do they always come to your house for Thanksgiving dinner?
Unfortunately, yes. And this time they came early.
When did they come?
In 1947.
Mr. Kitzel, you're joking.
Well, I got to be going, Mr. Benny. Goodbye.
So long, Mr. Kitzel, and a happy Thanksgiving.
I'll force myself.
You'll make it. Goodbye. Imagine so many relatives. Oh, my goodness, look what time it is. Rochester, help me get dressed now. I'm late for Miss Livingston's party. Gee, I'll bet the whole gang is there already having a wonderful time.
Now, let's have some more entertainment. Bob, how about a song?
Yeah,
Now, Mary, it's your turn to sing.
Not me.
I'll tell you what, Mary. Let's sing a number together.
Yeah, go ahead, kids. The Sportsman Quartet will join you.
So you met someone who set you back on your heels. Goody, goody. So you met someone and now you know how it feels. Goody, goody. So you gave her your heart too.
Yeah, just as I gave mine to you.
And she broke it in little pieces.
That was a mess.
Now how do you do? So you lie awake just singing the blues all night. Goody, goody. So you think that love's a barrel of dynamite. Hooray and hallelujah, you had it coming to ya. Goody, goody for you.
Goody, goody for me.
And I hope you're satisfied, you rascal you.
Every time you light a lucky, you're gonna say, goody, goody, 'cause the lucky's made much better in every way. Goody, goody,
goody, goody.
Strikes tastes better too. They're smoother, smoke it's true. Take a look at that fine tobacco, cleaner through and through. Everybody knows a lucky has no loose ends. Goody, goody, you can recommend a Lucky Strike to your friends. The Christmas rush is starting.
Hallelujah.
My Lucky's by the carton. Goody, goody for you. Goody, goody for me. Lucky Strike's a better tasting cigarette.
Everybody's gonna have a fine time tonight. Goody, goody. With song and dance, the party has started right. Be happy and go lucky. Smoke Lucky's from Kentucky. Goody, goody for you.
Goody, goody for you.
Yes, goody, goody for me.
Goody, goody for me. Lucky Strike's a better tasting cigarette.
a swell idea. You're bringing the whole band here to Mary's house.
Well, I thought it'd be kind of nice to have some music.
Bob, I don't mind your band being here, but your boys have a lot of nerve putting one of my best dishes on the piano for an ashtray.
Well, what ashtrays? That's for tips.
Tips? What a gang.
Say, Mary, when do we eat?
Not till Jack gets here.
Well, Mary, I don't care for myself, but I wish you'd feed the boys in the band. They're starving.
Well, can't they hold out?
Well, I don't think so. Gee, I just passed them some crackers and Bagby ate my wristwatch.
No.
Yeah, he thought the strap was a long anchovy.
Well, Bob, we'll eat in just about a few minutes.
I hope so. I've been here ever since 6:30 this morning.
6:30 this morning? Dennis, how come you got here so early?
Well, I got to come by bus, and I wanted to make sure I'd be here on time.
Well, Dennis, how far do you live from here?
3 miles.
Well, if you only live 3 miles away, why did you start out so early?
Who knew I'd take the right bus?
Well, then you did take the right bus.
It must have been. It got me to San Diego in time to catch the plane back here.
Wait a minute, Dennis. You took a bus to San Diego and then flew back here to Los Angeles? Why'd you do that?
Oh, the only way I know how to get to your house is from the airport.
Oh, fine. Don, you better take Dennis home tonight.
Yeah, sure, Mary. What time do you want to go, Dennis?
Oh, anytime, Don. Our plane doesn't leave for San Diego till midnight.
Dennis, do your mother and father celebrate Thanksgiving?
No.
I didn't think so.
Mary, when the food's all ready, let me know, and I'm going to help you serve it.
Well, thank you, Bob, but it won't be necessary. I've hired a butler for the day. I'll get it. I can't give you anything but love. Oh, hello, Jack. What took you so long?
I don't know, but it's about time. I'll tell you what took me so long, Mary. I had to stop for the flowers. Here you are, Mary.
Well, thank you.
Is everybody here?
Sure, they're in the living room. Let's go in. Jack, you did wear that old tuxedo, didn't you?
Oh, it's not so old. Hiya, fellas.
Oh,
hi. Hello, Bob.
Hiya, Jack. Wow, say, that is original.
What?
Oh, a tuxedo made out of chlorophyll.
It is not made out of chlorophyll.
Well, they could use a little.
Never mind. It's a perfectly good suit. There's nothing wrong with it.
I've got one just like it.
You see?
I wear it in all the St. Patrick's Day parades.
Dennis, do me a favor. Don't be on my side. Now go sit down.
Thanks. I've been here ever since 6:30.
He thinks I'm going to ask him why. He's crazy. For $1 million. I'm not going to go through what happened 3 weeks ago.
Well, say, Jack, you should have been here a few minutes ago. I did a tap dance.
You did, eh? Well, you kids must have been having a lot of fun.
Yeah, gee, it's great getting together on Thanksgiving like this.
You said it, Bob. And this year, you know, we should all be thankful. I know I am. See, when I get up in the morning and I hear the birds singing, I got the beautiful moonlight at night, I get all the fresh air I need, all the sunshine I want.
So far, it hasn't cost you a dime.
What are you complaining about? You got your flowers, didn't you? Now, let's not stand around arguing. What we need is entertainment.
That's right. Say, Dennis, it'll be a little while before we eat. So how about a song?
Yeah, come on, Dennis. How about it, huh?
Come on, Denny, go ahead.
Yeah, it's about time somebody asked me. I've been here ever since 6:30.
I'm not going to ask him why.
Jack,
while Dennis is singing, will you mix the salad?
Sure, Mary, but let me wear your apron. I don't want to get my tuxedo dirty.
Okay. Here you are.
Thanks. Now, Dennis, go ahead and sing your... I'll get it, Mary. I'll get the door. Hold the song till I come back, kid. When you say I beg your pardon, then I'll come back to you. When you ask me to... Yes?
How do you do? Is this Miss Livingston's residence?
Yes, it is.
Well, Miss Livingston is expecting me for Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, well, come right in. You got here just in time. The fun's just starting.
How nice.
Here, Here, let me take your hat.
Thank you.
Your coat?
Thank you.
Now follow me. Hey, kids! Oh, pardon me. I didn't introduce myself. I'm Jack Benny.
How do you do? I'm the new butler.
Hey, kids! What? The butler?
Yes. Are you the downstairs maid?
I happen to be a guest here. I'm wearing this apron because I don't want to get salad dressing on my chlorophyll. I mean my tuxedo. If you're the butler, the kitchen is right through that door.
Thank you.
Jack, who is at the door?
Nobody.
Well, whose coat and hat are you carrying?
Oh, darn it, they're your butlers. He just came in. All right. Go ahead and sing, Dennis.
Well, Mr. Benny, I'm going to introduce a new song, and if you like it, maybe you'll want to use it on your television show.
Maybe. Let's hear it. Come on.
Are all that I have for you. Sweetheart, won't you try dreaming too and fly with me afar up to a star for a rendezvous. And the special dreams you inspire fill my lonely heart with desire to take you for my own, for mine alone, then dream anew. We'll have rainbows for our wedding jubilee, and an ever-ending June night, as long as we demand it be. Dreams, yes, dreams alone. I have nothing else I can tell. Still I know we'll find happiness. My heart within me cries, please close your eyes and dream, dear, with me.
Fellas, everybody in the dining room. Dinner's on the table.
It's about time. I've been here ever since 6:30.
Dennis, I'm not going to ask you why, so be quiet. Hey, kids, I'll tell you what. Let's all march in the dining room. Let's have a good old conga line.
Okay.
Da-da-da-da-da, boom. Da-da-da-da-da, boom. Da-da-da-da-da, boom. Don, if you can't control it, don't swing it.
For heaven's sake.
Oh, Jack, you and your ideas. Now, come on in, fellas. The dinner will get cold.
Okay, let's go.
Jack, we're short of chairs. Bring in the piano bench.
All right, be with you in a minute. Hey, what's this dish on top of the piano? Well.
Hey, Jack, you get your hands out of there. That's for the boys.
Oh.
Jack!
How can she see from the other room? Here I come with the piano bench.
I wonder what's keeping that butler. Oh, Crosney. Crosney.
I don't know why you hired that smart aleck butler anyway. I'll get it. Hey, Crosney.
Yes, sir.
Crosney, we're ready. Crosney, why did you come in here barefooted? Where are your shoes?
I'm sorry. I took them off by mistake.
What?
I used to work in a winery.
Stop with the joke. Just bring in the food.
All right.
What a butler. Well, I still can't understand what made you hire him.
The dinner is served. Here's the turkey.
Gee, that turkey looks good.
Jack, will you do the carving?
Sure, I love to carve. Give me that knife. Mary, what do you want, white meat or dark meat?
White meat, please.
How about you, Dennis?
Oh, I'll have a drumstick.
Okay. Now, Don, would you like the white meat, dark meat, a leg, or a wing?
Yes, thank you, with mashed potatoes.
Say, Bob, look at Bagby. He's eating with his hands.
Yeah. Hey, Bagby.
What do you want?
Have you tried your knife and fork?
Yes, and they're delicious.
What?
Yeah, he eats everything. Wristbands, jewelry, shoehorns.
How do you like that?
Oh, Miss Livingston, shall I serve the hot biscuits now?
Yes, Crosney.
I'll have one.
Very well. There.
Crosney, don't throw the biscuits.
Certainly not.
Why don't you stand closer to the table?
I've been watching these people eat, and I don't want to get any on me.
Crosney, your job is just to serve the food and not to antagonize the guests.
Yes, madam.
Say, Mr. Benny, how about making a speech?
Yeah, go ahead, Jack. Say something.
Well...
You know, this is the first time we've all had dinner together in a long time, so go ahead, make a speech.
Okay. Well, kids, it's sure nice for all of us to be here on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, a day set aside where families can get together in common bond and humbly give thanks in a spirit of brotherly love.
Hear, hear.
Thank you. A day that was originally started by the Pilgrim Fathers. The Pilgrim Fathers. That stalwart, staunch group of men and women who left their native shore.
Don, stop eating.
And after many months of suffering, had their hardship rewarded by safely landing at Cape Cod in the year of 1620. Yes, our Pilgrim Fathers...
Jack.
Our Pilgrim Fathers...
Jack.
What is it, Don?
The Pilgrims didn't land at Cape Cod. They landed at Plymouth Rock.
No, Don. It was Cape Cod.
Jack, any schoolboy knows it was Plymouth Rock. How can you say Cape Cod?
Don, don't tell me anything about history. I went to school, too. I say the Pilgrims landed at Cape Cod.
They didn't land at Cape Cod. It was Plymouth Rock.
Don, they landed at Cape Cod, and if you don't...
Jack, put down that carving knife.
Oh, pardon me.
Beast.
Crosney, you stay out of it. Now, Don, this is Thanksgiving, so let's not quarrel. You think it was Plymouth Rock, I know it was Cape Cod. You can take my word for it. I know what I'm talking about.
Well, so do I. It was Plymouth Rock.
It was Cape Cod.
Oh, for heaven's sake, cut it out. Crowley, serve the dessert, will you?
I will if those two gentlemen will get off the table.
I will if he will.
I'll have some more of that white meat.
That's my leg.
We should... You should have told me sooner. I put some gravy on it.
Well, wipe it off. Now, Don Wilson, I think it's awful for you to come here on Thanksgiving, accept Mary's hospitality, and start a big argument like this.
I didn't start the argument. You did. And you can ask anybody, and they'll tell you the Pilgrims landed on Plymouth Rock.
I don't care who you ask. I still say they landed at Cape Cod.
Jack, for goodness sake, finish the speech you started.
I'll do it if everybody will shut up. Now, as I was saying, friends, we're gathered here on Thanksgiving Day in a spirit of friendship.
I gathered at 6:30.
Friendship, a word that in itself represents that binding tie between all people. Let's try, friends. Let's try to keep the feeling that is so prevalent on this day throughout the entire year. So whenever you feel discouraged, just think of the spirit of those pilgrims who sailed across the ocean deep and finally landed at Cape Cod. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back in just a minute because I want to tell you about my television show, which goes on immediately after this program. But first...
Lucky tastes better.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Better get a carton, better get a carton, better get a carton today.
Friends, you'll cheer Lucky's too once you smoke them, because in a cigarette, nothing beats better taste. And Lucky's do taste better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Now, this better taste starts with Lucky's fine, mild, good-tasting tobacco. Everybody knows LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And just as important, Lucky's taste better because they're made better. They're made round and firm and fully packed to give you a cleaner, fresher, smoother taste. No wonder a nationwide survey based on actual student interviews in 80 leading colleges reveals that more smokers in these colleges prefer Lucky's than any other cigarette. Yes, and Lucky Strike gained far more smokers in these colleges than the nation's two other principal brands combined. Now, the number one reason the students gave for smoking Lucky's was better taste. No doubt about it. Nothing beats better taste. And Lucky's taste better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Remember that when you step up to your favorite cigarette counter. Be happy. Go Lucky. Get better taste today.
Be happy, go lucky, get better taste today.
Boss, you haven't got time to read. You're supposed to do your television show in 30 seconds.
I know, Rochester. I'm not reading. I'm just looking something up in this history book. Here it is. In the year of 1620, the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock. Gee, it wasn't Cape Cod. It was Plymouth Rock. Don Wilson was right. Well, I hate to do this, but I guess I'll just have to call him up and fire him. If he's so smart, he can get another job. See you in a few seconds, folks.
Jack Benny program this week was written by Milt Josephsberg, John Tackerberry, Al Gordon, Al Goldman, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard March. Jack Benny program is brought to you by Lucky Strike, product of the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don. Ladies and gentlemen, last Thursday was Thanksgiving, and Jack invited his whole gang over for dinner. But let's go back to the day before Thanksgiving. As we look in on Jack's home, he and Rochester are taking inventory to make sure that they have enough of everything for the big event. They're checking all the items in the pantry. As Rochester calls them off, Jack is writing them down.
2 cans of corned beef hash.
2 cans of corned beef hash.
3 cans of cranberry sauce.
3 cans of cranberry sauce.
2 bottles of A1 sauce.
2 bottles of A1 sauce.
97 bottles of olives.
90... Wait a minute, Rochester. Isn't that the same amount of olives that we had last year?
Yeah, we don't use any since Phil Harris left the show.
Oh, yes, Bob Crosby isn't a martini man. Continue, Rochester.
2 bottles of vanilla extract.
2 bottles of vanilla extract.
1 bottle of Lydia Pinkham.
1 bottle of Lydia Pinkham.
12 slices of white bread.
12 slices of white bread.
7 slices of whole wheat bread.
7 slices of whole wheat bread.
Oh, say, boss.
What is it, Rochester?
When we come to the toothpicks, let's just estimate.
Okay for the plain ones, but the colored ones will count. Now, let's finish this.
Yes, sir. 6 bottles of ketchup.
6 bottles of ketchup.
6 bottles of chili sauce.
6 bottles of chili sauce.
3 cans of Puss in Boots cat food.
3 cans of Puss in Boots cat food.
Boss, why have we got that?
I borrowed it from the Colemans.
But we haven't got a cat. Why'd you borrow it?
Well, they were out of butter, and I didn't want to leave empty-handed. We'll use it someday. Continue.
1 sack of Idaho potatoes.
1 sack of Idaho. Rochester, answer the door. I'll finish the inventory.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Rochester.
Oh, hello, Miss Livingston. Welcome to Ralph's Supermarket.
What?
Come right in.
Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. What are you doing up on that stool?
I'll be finished in a minute. I'm just putting some stuff back on the top shelf. Would you please hand me those 2 jars of caviar?
Oh, fine. Fish eggs from a frightened mackerel, and he calls it caviar.
Mary, why do you have to come over here and...
Jack, look out! The stool! The cans are falling!
Ooh.
Jack, are you hurt?
No, I'm all right. What are you laughing at?
With those fish eggs in your ear, you look like you're going upstream to spawn.
Upstream to spawn, upstream to spawn. A man nearly killed himself, and you talk about romance. Now, I don't care. Answer that, will you, please?
Okay. Hello, Mr. Benny's residence.
Hey, Mary, how come you're answering the phone? You got new clause in your contract?
No, Bob. Jack would have answered it, but he can't. He's lying on the floor.
Oh, holy smoke, he's getting as bad as my musician.
It isn't that at all. He fell off a stool.
Oh, well, that's what the boys in the band do.
Look, Bob, it's kind of hard to explain, but he fell while checking some stuff in the pantry.
The pantry?
Yeah, he's making sure he's enough of everything for his big Thanksgiving dinner. You're coming, aren't you?
Oh, sure. I bought my ticket 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that was smart. There's no sense waiting till the last minute when the scalpers get hold of them. Just a minute, Bob. Let's talk to Jack. Jack, it's Bob Crosby.
I'll take it. Hello, Bob.
Say, Jack, I wonder if you could give me a couple of extra tickets to next week's broadcast.
Well, I might be able to scrape up 2. Who are they for?
Well, to tell you the truth, they're for Remley, but he was afraid to ask you.
Well, he should be after what happened last time. He gave that ticket to his girl, and she almost started a riot in the studio. Imagine her walking up and down the aisle doing a thing like that.
Oh, but that wasn't her fault, Jack. The band never should have played A Pretty Girl Is Like a Melody.
All right, but where did she get the balloon? Where did she get the balloon?
Where'd you get the pin?
Never mind. All right, Bob, I'll give you the tickets at rehearsal.
Thank you, Jack. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bob always has to call me when I'm busy. Oh, Rochester.
What is it, boss?
I knocked over all these cans when I fell off the stool. Will you pick them up while I go on with the inventory?
Yes, sir.
Mary, will you please help me? I'll call off the items and you write them down.
Oh, sure, Jeff.
5 bottles of vinegar.
5 bottles of vinegar.
3 bottles of real lemon juice.
3 bottles of real lemon juice.
4,500 cans of Minute Maid orange juice.
4,500 cans of Minute Maid orange juice.
Wasn't that a wonderful guest spot I did on Bing's program? I had to give 500 cans to my agent, you know. Now, let's keep going, Mary. 1 leg of lamb.
1 leg of lamb.
2 packages of bacon.
2 packages of bacon.
1 side of beef.
Jack, that's me.
Oh, hello, Don.
Oh, Jack. Hi, Mary.
Hello, Don.
Jack, I know you're very busy, but I brought the Sportsman Quartet with me. They want to run over the commercial for the program.
That's nice. And by the way, Don, I hope I didn't forget to invite you and the Sportsman to Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, no, you invited us. Jack, I feel awfully popular this year.
Popular?
Yeah, besides your invitation, I've been invited to Harry Von Zell's house, Dinah Shore's house, and Jimmy Wallington's house for Thanksgiving dinner, too.
Which one are you going to?
All of them.
Silly me. Well, Don, I'm really kind of busy getting things ready for my dinner.
Well, Jack, this commercial won't take very long, and it's in keeping with the Thanksgiving spirit.
Oh, well, then let's hear it.
All right. Take it, fellas.
I thank you, my darling. I offer thanks to you, dear. Thanks for all the lovely delight I found in your embrace. I'm thankful, though I know it's ending all too soon. And thanks for unforgettable nights I never can replace. And memories that linger like a haunting tune. It is better to have loved you, dear, and lost than never to have loved at all. It is better, for no matter what the cost, I held the world in sway, an emperor for a day. And thanks for all those luckies we shared, each puff a real delight. Now thanks to you, a lucky is the smoke I light. Quite a lucky, it's a fresher, smoother smoke that's made of fine tobacco, too. Papa Lucky, you like Lucky's better taste, and there are no loose ends to ever annoy your friends. So thanks again for putting me wise to smoking paradise, for changing me to LSFC. My thanks, I really thank you. Thanks for all those good old lucky strikes.
That was great, Don. Very, very good.
Ah, thanks, Jack. Well, guess I better be getting on home.
Well, I'll walk to the door with you.
Okay.
Say, Don, I've been wanting to ask you something for a long time.
What is it, Jack?
Well, even though the Sportsmen have been with me 5 years now, I never did find out how they formed their group. Funny, I never asked you about that.
That's quite an interesting story, Jack. It started up in Las Vegas, you
Las
see.
Vegas?
Yeah. 2 of the boys were singing as a duet in the Flamingo, and 2 of them were singing as a duet at the Sahara.
Uh-huh.
And just by chance, they got together and formed a quartet.
Well, I'll be darned. 2 and 2. They made 4 the hard way, didn't they? Well, so long, Don. See you and the boys Thursday.
So long.
Well, I better go back and finish the inventory. Say, Mary.
Just a minute, Jack. Go ahead, Rochester.
12 cans of crushed pineapple.
12 cans of crushed pineapple.
19 cans of condensed milk.
19 cans of condensed milk.
2,456 cans.
Cans? Cans of what?
Just cans, Mr. Benny. Don't throw nothing away.
Certainly not. I pay them and hang them on Christmas trees. Now, Mary, I can finish this up with Rochester, so...
Shall I answer it, boss?
No, don't bother getting down from the stool. I'll answer it. I have to get this inventory finished before we...
Oh, Mr. Benny, I just came over to ask you if you...
Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello. Mr. Benny, I just come over to ask you if you...
How do you feel, kid?
Fine. Mr. Benny, I just come over to ask you if you...
Close the door, will you, Dennis?
Okay.
Now, Dennis, what did you... Dennis, how do you like that? He locked himself out. Oh, well, if you... Come in.
Oh, Mr. Benny, I just come over to ask you if it would be all right
Dennis,
with you
when
if
I told you to close the door, I meant you should come in first.
Oh.
Now, what did you want to ask me?
If I could use your phone, our house is on fire.
Now, Dennis, don't be silly. If your house is on fire, why would you come all the way to Beverly Hills to use the phone?
I want the firemen to think I'm a big shot.
Dennis, close the door, will you? Just my luck. This time he stayed on the inside. Now, look, kid, I'm busy, so don't bother me with all these silly things you make up. Come on, Mary, let's finish this inventory.
Okay.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yes, yes.
I thought you were cleaning house like my mother did the other day.
I'm not cleaning house.
Boy, did she get rid of a lot of stuff. She threw some old curtains out of the living room, a broken rocking chair out of the bedroom, and she even took the moose head out of the shower.
Now, Mary, let's... Dennis, she took what out of the shower?
The moose head.
You're going to ignore that, eh, Mary?
I certainly am.
My father put it there, but my
mother...
mother...
Wait a minute, Dennis. Wait a minute. Hold it a minute. I know I'll regret asking you this. But why would your father put a moose head in the shower?
The other end would look silly.
Well, that I can understand. Now, Dennis, besides your house being on fire and your father being in a shower with a moose, what else is new?
Well, I've been rehearsing my song all week. Would you like to hear it?
I'd love to. Anything. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hold it a minute, Dennis.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Mel Blanc.
Hello, Mel. What is it?
Mr. Benny, I've been on your program for 10 years now, and I ain't never complained before, but this time I gotta.
What's the matter?
It's about the part you got me playing in Sunday's show. Some part, oh, brother.
Now, wait a minute, Mel. Sunday's program is about Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Yeah?
And what's the most important thing connected with Thanksgiving?
A turkey.
Well, that's the part you're playing.
Well, I don't like it. Always you make me an animal. Why can't I have a talking part and be a human being?
Look, Mel.
Sometimes you make me a rabbit.
A rabbit?
What's just that?
Look, Mel.
Or a woodpecker?
Mel. Look, Mel. Mel, look, I'm busy.
Once you even cast me as an English horse.
An English horse?
Oh.
Mel, I'm sorry, just that you have to play the parts that are needed.
You may not realize it, Mr. Benny, but I'm pretty important to you.
Important?
Yeah, if it wasn't for me, you'd never get any place.
What are you talking about? I wouldn't get any place.
Every time you start that lousy Maxwell, I almost break a blood vessel going... That's all the things I do on a program. Now I want some talking parts. I'm a human being.
Now, look, Mel, either you stop this complaining or I'll let you go.
You wouldn't fire me.
All right. But Sunday you're playing a turkey, and that's final.
What
made you so mad at Mel, Jack?
Oh, he's always complaining. I got a half a notion to fire him.
You better not. He's too important to the show.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Go ahead and sing, Dennis. Very good. Now, just sit down for a few minutes. I want to finish my inventory.
We've got it all listed, boss, and you've got plenty of everything for the Thanksgiving dinner.
Good. We won't have to do any shopping then.
How big a turkey did you get?
Turkey? I knew I forgot something.
You mean you forgot to buy the turkey?
Yeah, but there's still plenty of time.
Oh, don't wait till the last minute. You ought to go and get one right now.
Well, will you go with me, Mary?
Sure, let's go.
I'll stay here.
Good. Gee, Mary, we're having a break in the weather lately. It's such a lovely day, you know?
Yes, we usually do have good weather around Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Oh, Mary, look over there at those boys playing football.
Hey, Joey, take it to me now.
They're nice kids, Mary. They're in my Beverly Hills Beavers Club, you know. The bigger one is Stevie Kent. His folks live on the corner. Every time I go for a walk, I stop and talk with him. Hey, Stevie, throw the ball over here.
Huh? Oh, Mr. Benny, here it comes. Look out. I think it's too high. You'll have to run for it. Faster. You better jump for it. Wow. What a catch.
Say, that was a good catch, Mary. How'd you do it?
I don't know, but you could buy me a new girdle for Christmas.
I will.
Say, Mr. Benny, you know, you haven't been to a single meeting of the Beavers Club since the 1st of September.
I know, Stevie. It's unfortunate that you hold your meetings on Sunday afternoon because, you see, every Sunday I do a radio program and every third Sunday I do a television show.
Oh. Well, you know you get fined a nickel for every meeting you miss.
I know. I've been trying to get my broadcast changed. Well, we'll talk about it later. Come on, Mary. We better get down to the market. Gee, these supermarkets are so big, I always get lost in them.
Jack, there's the poultry department over there.
Oh, yeah. Come on, Mary. Let's walk over to the counter and we'll...
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Well, Mr. Kitzel. Mr. Kitzel, what are you doing working in the poultry department?
Well, I got the job on account of my uncle.
Oh, he owns the market?
No, I owe him money.
Oh, well, look, Mr. Kittle, I want to buy a turkey. Are they very expensive? You mean they're that high?
Come here a minute.
Huh?
Step closer. Do you know what turkeys are selling for today?
No.
Come a little closer.
Huh?
Lean over a little.
What?
63 cents a pound.
Well, why did you have to bring me over there?
I don't want the turkeys to get conceited.
Gee, 63 cents a pound. That's a lot of money for turkeys.
See, they got to live too.
I suppose so. Say, Mary, look at those turkeys lying there, so cold and still. Just think, a few days ago they were happy, carefree, and gay. And now they're 63 cents. Now they're dead. Mr. Kitzel, how old were these turkeys when they were killed?
About 8 months.
Didn't even have a chance to live. I feel terrible.
You'd feel a lot worse if they were 73 cents a pound.
I suppose so. But I don't know, Mary, when I see that turkey lying there like that, I can't help but think of its mother. See how lonesome she must be.
Don't worry, that's all laying right next to him.
Oh.
Say, Jack, while you're getting the turkey, I better shop around and get some things for the stuffing.
I think I have everything at home, Mary.
What about cracker crumbs?
Plenty.
Stale bread?
2 loaves.
Oysters?
1 can.
Sage?
39.
What?
Oh, I thought you said age. Yes, we have everything.
Well, Mr. Benny, what's your pleasure if I can be so pleasant?
Well, I'd like to get a live turkey, about 25 pounds.
Live turkeys are over there, down by the end of the counter.
Oh, yes. I think I'll take that one on the right. It looks nice and plump.
Put on your glasses. That's my wife. Oh, yes. Sorry. I wish I could get 63 cents a pound for her.
What?
Nothing. I'm daydreaming.
Now, Mr. Kitzel, what would you suggest?
Well, if you want a nice live turkey, how's about this one over here?
Say, Jack, this one's nice and plump.
Oh, I've seen turkeys look plump, but they were all feathers. I'm going to feel this one myself. Hold still, turkey.
You and your cold hands.
Well, how much does this turkey weigh?
About 160 pounds.
I thought so. Why does this turkey weigh so much?
He's also an English horse.
Oh. Well, all right, Mr. Kitzel, we'll take this turkey. Come on, turkey. Come on, I'll take you home. Come on, Mary.
Jack, look out. The turkey's getting away.
Quick, Mary, try to grab him. He's running out in the street.
Jack, the car almost ran over the turkey and killed him.
I'm sure glad it didn't. Mel Blanc is too important to this program.
Yeah.
Come on, Mary, let's go home.
Jack will be back in just a minute.
Well, Rochester, the gang will be over this evening for Thanksgiving dinner. Is everything ready?
Yes, sir.
Then put the turkey in the oven.
But, boss.
Do as I say. Put the turkey in the oven.
But, boss.
Rochester, I'm telling you to put the turkey in the oven.
Now, wait a minute. This has gone far enough. After all, I'm a human being.
Oh, Mel, you spoiled the whole illusion. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, John Trachtenberry, Al Gordon, Al Goldman, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks. Be sure to hear The American Way with Horace Height for Lucky Strike every Thursday over this same station. Consult your newspaper for the time. The Jack Benny program is brought to you by Lucky Strike, product of the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes.